come on, grab your friends. We'll go and play some Tribes Ascend with Dark Matrix and Stowaway. It's gonna be great, it's Behind the Blue Plate.
Hello there, Tribes fans. What day is it, Stowe?
Doc, man, I don't even. It's only gone and been Wednesday.
It's Wednesday? What does that mean, Stowe?
It's podcast day, man.
It's what day?
Podcast day.
Podcast day. It's Behind the Blue Plate day. It is time to get behind those blue plates and see what's underneath the Tribes Talk Show. The one and only, the best, the greatest, the one that we love every Wednesday night. It is Behind the Blue Plate, and we have another awesome panel for you. We've got Juzzo coming back on the show, and Lil Mamacita making her debut on camera, because you have been on the show before, actually, Lil Mamacita.
Yeah, I've been a call-in.
You've been a call-in, and it was a great call-in. Was it a show call-in, or was it after a game? I can't remember.
It was a show call-in.
Okay, cool. So it's Wednesday. We've got a whole ton of stuff to talk to you about tonight, which is always cool. I told everyone last week to go ahead and make some news, and they picked up that challenge and ran with it. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff that we can talk about. But let's introduce the guests tonight. We'll start on the left. Lil Mamacita, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you guys? I'm just excited to be here with all you very handsome men, especially you, Juzzo.
Okay, hi.
Hello.
My mumble's roboting like crazy, and I don't think it's you guys. I think it's me tonight. Let me see what I can do. Audio.
Killing esports.
Yeah, I know, man. But there's a whole bunch of stuff that I was told once about, like,
Just shifts infrastructure
buttons.
or what?
Sorry, what?
Nothing. I'm just being silly.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna restart Mumble.
Oh.
So I'm gonna cut everyone else off. There we go. Everybody else is now muted. So I'm just gonna have to carry this show all by myself whilst I'm trying to get Mumble going at the same time. I'm a multi-talented guy. I can make this happen.
Now we are.
There we go. We sounding better?
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Hello, testing. Oh, okay, awesome.
I don't know why we chess with you, Stowe. You're always
Yeah, I'm the worst person to test with, especially now I'm back home, but anyway.
Fair enough. What do we got? High Voltage is already sending in the memes. Jeez. Have you seen this one, Stowe?
Just checking it out. No, yeah, I did see this. I saw the creation of it. I was not impressed. I sent that picture with just esports written at the bottom, and he turned it into that. So,
It's a good job.
good job.
Good job. Well done. So yeah, we were going into introductions. Lil Mamacita, how are you doing? You doing well?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm
Awesome.
excited. Like I said.
Cool. And I like to start this show off with sort of introductions and sort of background and that kind of stuff. And it is your first time on the show, so we'd love to hear a bit about your background. How did you get into Tribes? Is it your first Tribes? All that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, it is my first Tribes, actually. My roommate was the one who actually played Tribes a lot, and I was a big TF2 player, and I needed something different because I just got into the trading scene in TF2 instead of playing the game, and he just told me to try out the game, and I tried it.
Sorry, Lil Mamacita, it's
around.
roboting real bad. I'm going to ask everyone to do what we always ban and unmute your Skype.
God.
We're going to use Skype now, and I'm going to basically, I'm going to def myself on Mumble. And hopefully that will be better.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems
That's
better,
it.
actually. Cool.
I was a robot.
Exactly. And now
Oh.
you're sounding nice and silky smooth, and that's what we like to hear on the show.
Okay.
Silky
Oh, wow.
smooth, Lil Mamacita. So you were saying that you were into TF2, I think, and then...
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I was a big TF2. I was big into the TF2 scene. I was in a Highlander team, and then I just stopped playing. I just ended up trading. It was all about the hats, and I wanted to get into something serious, and that's how I got into Tribes Sun. I got into the beta with
It
my
became all about
roommates.
the money, didn't it? All about the money.
No, it became about the hats. And
Money,
I stuck
things,
around,
and-
surprisingly, because I wanted to be a sniper. I wanted to pick something that was challenging. I do that with any game I play. I want to be the best at one thing, and I want to be good. So that's why I rage a lot. But I stuck around. I stuck around in Tribes Sun, and it paid off.
So were you a sniper in TF2 as well?
Yes, I was. I had a crush on his accent. I was pretty good. I had a nice hat with it to go. I had a nice unusual, and it was fun. I was pretty good at it.
How was the transition from sniping in TF2 into Tribes Ascend? Did it feel fairly natural?
Oh God, no! I hated it at first. I raged but I'm very competitive. I push myself to get better, and I just like I freaking hated sniping in Tribes, and I hated it. I'd like cry, I'd be like I can't do this. This game sucks. I don't know how to snipe, but I stuck around and I did it because I wanted to be good at it, and it paid off. I'm happy to see how far I've come along in sniping now, and I love it. I like to go in and just snipe and listen to my music and just be in my little zone, basically.
Stowe, I know you're a bit of a little Mamacita stream stalker. Can you vouch for her sniping ability?
Thanks for the stalker part on that. Firstly, good description there. Wait, what was the question?
I still right.
Can you vouch for her sniping prowess?
I can say she's a lot better than me, but that isn't saying much.
No, it's not saying anything, mate.
I haven't watched much point of view sniping, but yeah, you seem all right. I don't know. You might have to do a official tryout to make it onto the build-up boys, but
All right, go run some routes. I'll snipe your butt.
okay, we'll get that
we'll
sorted.
do that.
We've seen Stowaway running routes, particularly on Crossfire.
Right,
That's his favorite.
don't even. Right, okay. The shift of the worst EU capper is now shifting over either to Juzzo or JPY.
What?
Ooh, yeah, we did see JP just last night, in fact, trying them routes.
Yes.
Brave old man, she ain't what she used to be, I'm afraid. I'm actually quite enjoying picking on Jamie McComb these days. He's
Jamie's
quite
fun to pick on. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
In the right-hand box, we have Juzzo. Thanks for joining us tonight, Juzzo. I know you are feeling a little bit under the weather. Hopefully your special magic concoction, which, did Stowaway brew that one for you? Get it out of Hogwarts?
It's not that special. No, Mr. Beecham. Mr. Beecham
Feeling a
concocted it for me. It is delicious. It is powder for oral solution, which I think is an excellent tagline to have on a
That
product.
is great.
So yeah, sadly I'm not on the alcohol tonight. I know a lot of people will be very disappointed that I'm not getting wasted,
Why
but
did we
I'm quite ill. So I will try and hold on through. But yeah, hi, I'm Juzzo, and I just talk huge amounts of nonsense on Mumble quite a lot of the time, and I try and do stuff to help people have fun and just have fun myself. So yeah, hi.
You ex-Poor Life Decisions player, are you currently on a team?
I'm currently not. My clan tag is ampersand now at the moment because I'm the kind of idiot that thinks that kind of thing is witty. It turns out it's not, and I'm wrong. But yeah.
Your tag changed recently, Stowe. Your liar at the moment is in the bird.
Yeah. I am complimentary member of Pelican, so
Oh, I see. I get
yeah,
it.
I'm official third sub, I think. So yeah.
Fair enough.
I think they've actually changed back to something else now. I think maybe they've gone back to Flap.
Yeah, they've been Flap for a while, I think.
Yeah, I'm got on that. I quite like Lyre. I'm rocking Lyre at the moment.
Fair enough. I'm still rocking BTBP. I feel like I'm following you on every clan tag choice, and I'm not going to follow you onto that one. I'm going to come up with my own.
Oh no, you can't take Lyre from me.
Well, no, but I
Maybe.
could do a bird thing, I suppose. But that's
Yeah.
just kind of gay. All right, let's move into the card. What do you want to start off with tonight, Stu?
Okay, so we can wrap up some tournament results that have been going on because we have had some exciting news with the NATL and EUTL stuff that's been going on. So, firstly, I want to talk about a cast that was going on last night for NATL that was got featured on the front page of Twitch, which was Hulags Wins versus Team Epidemic, and it was a 3 series. And I don't know if you caught any of it, Doc. I assume you were in bed. by that
No,
point.
yeah, my sleep patterns are not great for watching midnight casting, unfortunately.
Oh my god, it was so good. And I think 750 viewers at one point.
That's what you were saying. It was, I believe it was Winters, and I want to say it starts with a D. David Bowie.
Yeah, Winston
on the
David
mic.
And they were, ripping up as always. I don't think they casted before, but Who Likes Wins, represent. They took 2 maps from Epidemic and some great games, and it was peaked at over 800 according to Jim Crest.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, that's really, really cool. And it was a good cast to have on that. So I think that means Epi has been knocked out Some might have to correct me on that. But I think they're knocked out of NATL now. And
Let's have a look. There does, it looks like they are. It looks like it goes into double elimination a little bit further down the line, unless this is what comes in through the house league. No, I think you're right. I think they're gone.
Oh man, I'm so glad I tuned in and watched that, and obviously some EU buddies playing on Who Lags Wins, and some members from Pelican actually. So really cool to see them doing well for me, especially.
So I mean, the maps were Canyon Crusade, Dangerous Crossing, and Dry Dock. Very similar map pool to what we saw in the EUTL that kicked off just last night. How did the maps go, and how would you compare that to the game that we saw between Orem and Flamboyant?
Relatively similar. I guess they were just closer. I mean, what was it? 3-4, 6-5, and then what was the last one? Dreaduck
It was
was
5-2, 7-2, and I don't remember what.
no. Sorry, the Who Lags Wins team.
3-4, 6-5, 4-1.
Yeah, so I think Who Lags Wins won the first and third game. I think I'm right. It was late and I didn't sleep much.
I want to say that they won the second two, if the way the scores are
possibly,
arranged is correct.
that might make sense. Yeah. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. Okay, but some really, really nice play, and relatively similar, I guess, but closer games generally.
Any sort of highlight moments? Any epic plays?
Ooh, I know there are a couple. We did see again. You remember Black taking out that Shrike for Pelican?
Yep.
In that game recently, not Shrike, the Beowulf. Sorry, on Dry Dock, he was doing that again, and we did. Oh yeah, that was it. There was the Shrike midair, and we've actually got that this week. I've just ruined it and spoiled it for everyone, but we do have a really good clip from that. That was really fun to see, and it looked like it was quite funny to see. David Bowie and Winters discussing the legitimacy of the tank, just like we did, and can kind of have the same realization of he's actually doing quite a bit of good work in it. So, it's surprising that it's actually kind of useful for them.
Mamacita, are you following or involved in the NATL much?
I've been betting on the games a lot with the Shazbugs. I think I made it to the top 10 so far.
Really?
I'm trying to get... Yeah, I've been pretty good. I've been betting very carefully.
Shazbug leaderboard, let's bring it up. Come on,
I think I'm in the
internets.
top 10.
It's name and shame.
Find out in a minute.
All right.
Well,
all right,
actually,
let's
maybe
see.
it's going to take longer than a minute. Apparently, I have the worst internet in the world, or maybe it's the NA Tribe side. But so you're not actually you're not in a team, because I knew you were looking for a team recently.
I did get in team, but I'm like the backup sniper, and I'm still... I love my team. They're very, they treat me like a player instead of just a girl.
Yep.
Which is very, very nice to have that. They're very respectful. They're a good team. But I'm still very new to the team, so I'm like the backup sniper, which is nice for me. I still get to do my scrims and my pugs, and I love to do that. Because pubbing, sometimes it's just like, I want people to run routes so I can snipe them. So
You are currently 6th, Little Mamacita, on the US.
But look at the guy at
leaderboards
front.
with 100% accuracy, which is pretty obscene.
That's at 19
Oh,
bets
thank
as well. That's exceptional.
Yeah, that is. Although the guy at top has
Yeah,
just
holy
been betting
crap.
on everyone.
I know.
Is that just a server thing or something, or is it actually a person?
I think that's a dude.
Yeah, that's a person, yeah. He's seen him around.
I wonder if he's he's got. So that's what he's got currently. He's got 1,200. I wonder if he's just been very lucky.
He must just bet on every single match.
95
95 bets. Yeah.
That's impressive though, man. Holy
It is.
crap. Dude knows what he's
Yeah,
doing.
the Shazbugs have been really, really working over there for them. Everyone's really jumped on it. I think APC has been a big part of promoting that, and I think Mamacita, you talk about that on stream every
I
now
tell
and then.
people to bet their Shazbucks because it's like I have friends who don't play at tribes competitively or don't play tribes a lot, but they like it because it makes them feel part of the community. It keeps the community involved, and I like that. It's fun. It's like our own
Yeah,
little
we
thing.
should maybe think about pimping the EU Shazbucks out a bit more.
Does anybody know if there's any sync for Shazbucks, or does the current number of total Shazbucks in circulation just go up forever?
Yeah, well, the way it works on the NATL side is if you visit the site at least once a day, you get a Shazbuck, I believe. I think there are different things you can do. For instance, and we'll talk about this a little later on, there's the NA New Bloods workshop that wrapped up, I think, this weekend past or maybe the previous. And I think if you go and submit videos from that, like sort of instructional videos, you can earn Shazbucks by doing that kind of thing. So I think there's a variety of methods that you can get Shazbucks.
Yeah,
within
submitting
the NA
VODs apparently
tribes.
as well.
Yeah. So
Cool.
yeah, there's ways of getting it. Yeah, it's sort of a little bit more structured than Lumberjacks. Here's 100 more Shazbucks just for fun. It's devaluing our European
I-
Shazbot currency, Lumberjack.
Yeah,
My
we're gonna
favorite
have
thing
to
about
move.
Lumberjack's approach is just the way that he resets it whenever somebody gets like
Yeah,
nuked
exactly.
down to 0.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty fun.
But there's been a lot of talk about the potential of turning that into an exchangeable currency, which is why, the European Shazbucks don't quite fit on the same table because of the the nature of which they're achieved.
Shaz
I wanna-
bitcoins or something.
I wouldn't want currency. Like, I would want like merchandise. I would want freaking beanie that says like has a diamond sword on it or a blue plate. I don't want gold. I don't want nothing, or maybe a special skin, but I want freaking merchandise. That's what I want.
What paid for with Shazbucks?
Yes, exactly.
Would you,
That would be pretty cool.
if Hi-Rez opened a store, would you pay for a beanie?
Damn, yeah, I will. I'll freaking buy underwear that says Shazbots. I would so buy that.
I
I'm
would
just
buy
saying.
socks with Shazbucks. I would.
That would be awesome.
I'd get a diamond sword one and a blood eagle set, and I'd mix and match.
I'd buy a pin.
Well, that'd
I've
be
got a thing
awesome.
for like lapel pins.
You've got a thing for the. Have you?
Yeah, man, pins are awesome.
Yep.
Heard it here first. Also, what would you buy at the Hi-Rez store?
I'm tempted by Sci-Fi's idea of a brute action figure. In fact, any action figure that I could just lie on my bedroom floor and just like play with them. That would be amazing. Like you could like make up your own map out of whatever you had in your room, and you could like fly the Pathfinder around and then like stand block him and stuff. That would be awesome.
I would
like
so awesome.
you know those maps that you got when you were a kid, like a mat with a road layout on it, and you used to like push trucks along it.
Yeah.
You could make those for different maps and things with like height maps on it. It would be incredible.
I'm not sure about Borodan's idea about Shazbucks condoms. I think
Oh yeah.
they
What?
should they just be unfortunately named like the Diamond Sword condom, the
Oh,
Blood Eagle condom. Oh, no.
this is.
Oh no, Doc, no. That's for later.
I've,
That's
ta-
horrible.
I've taken this show to a whole new
We are
level.
good at non-content.
Yeah.
Anyway, so EUTL.
Yeah, exactly. Moving right along, ZFZ absolutely stomped Egocentric. Well, not stomped, like just they did it 3-0. The scorelines were actually fairly close: 4-3 on Dangerous Crossing, 4-3 on Catabatic, and a bit of a whitewash on Dry Dock 7-0. But yeah, they obviously take that. It's interesting that they're still. I mean, this is the playoffs, right? I wonder why they're still playing all 3 maps. Can anyone explain that to me?
Did you
Tigers
guys
in,
ever
Tigers
find out
Can't explain that.
in the end of yesterday's match whether or not they're going on a flag-based system or a point-based
No,
system?
we did
'Cause
find
there
out.
was-
So Lumberjack
Right.
said that you get 2 points for a map win, 1 point for a draw. So what would have happened is, what was the name? 24K Aurum would have got 4 points, and Flamboyant would have got 2 points.
Right.
I
okay.
think they use that flag score for if there's draws and stuff. So anyway, yeah, I'm not quite sure why ZFZ and Egocentric played all 3 maps. It seems unnecessary in a single elimination
No,
bracket.
all the NA tribes have been doing 3 maps no matter what, I believe.
Yeah, I think in the group
Just how it
stages
is.
you're right, but they're not in group stages anymore.
I think they're still doing all 3 maps though.
Okay.
Are they? I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, so we're seeing a few people in the chat. Helamar saying that there was a ruling problem and they played map 3 to clear it up. High Voltage saying ZFZ vs. Ego was a miscommunication over the way they had to play 3 maps. Hulags Wins vs. Epi went to 3 maps because they needed to.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean the Pro League here doing quite well, 51-50, and Vexilla for winning their respective groups. So that's why they've sort of been seeded directly into the semi-finals. I believe these semi-finals will also be best of 5, not best of 3. So that's exciting. Let's jump.
Yes. that is-
Let's jump into the House League and see what's going on, because these guys have moved into playoffs as well. Let's see who we've got here. So this is a double elimination bracket. Flag Trotters have got seated directly in there, as have TXM, Danger Zone. No, yeah, Danger. In fact, quite a few people have been seated directly in there. It's only Better With Age who knocked out Rock Paper down into the bottom. Team Ruckus knocked out Opifex, and that's it. Although it looks like we've got Scared Hitless and MIA. It's still yet to play at the moment.
I quite like their name, Scared Hitless.
I like La Chupacabra. They're definitely my favorite name within the House League for NA.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Do you know many of these teams, Lil Mamacita? Because to be fair, I don't really know any of them outside the names.
I know a few. I mean, I'm with Flag Trotters, but I've scrimmed with a few of these teams and stuff, and they're all good teams. They're all very nice guys and stuff. And It just, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to see this. I haven't really betted much on the house league games because it's like you never know with tribes. You never know who's gonna. You could be certain, but it changes like that. But yeah, I know some of the teams. They're really good guys. Good teams.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, I'm just happy to see the NATL progressing forward, and like you said just at the start of this segment, Sto, the numbers that they've been getting on Twitch have been phenomenal, and that's really positive stuff for the game in general. Getting the exposure out there, and we've got a few things on our card tonight that just sort of reflect how well Tribes is doing at the moment, particularly in NA, and that's just really awesome stuff.
Yeah, it's really good, really excellent. Like to see Tribes. I think it got to a point where we were beating Sim City, so I think we can mark that down on our list of achievements on stream numbers.
I'm not sure how to take that.
Yeah, I know. Neither do I.
Mamacita, yours, do you have any other maybe points or comments on the NATL before we move into the EU?
No, I think everyone should watch it. Bet your aspects. It's really fun to watch. It's very intense. It's a very manly thing to do. You guys should do it. It's fun.
I pretty much agree with that. I'd say that actually the NATL games recently have been a lot more interesting to watch. 1 second. than the EU games so far. I think. I'm doing some cunning transition thing where I go from NA to TL,
sorry.
NATL to EUTL in one smooth transition, and nobody notices that we've changed topic and stuff like that because it's
so
cool.
Cute. You're so cute. So you know that.
Stop that.
Stop that.
So, I think the NATL games, from a spectator point of view, have been really interesting to watch and a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed it. But the EU ones, I think a lot of people are still settling down with the new rule sets, and from a spectator point of view, they have been pretty awful to watch. That might just be my opinion, but I've watched a lot of games recently, and the NA ones are amazing. They're like Lil Mama just said, they're really tight, and there's some good enthusiasm there, whereas the EU ones still feel a little rough around the edges.
Can you maybe put your finger on the difference there, Juzzo? Like, what can you say why?
I think EU teams have just got into this whole destacking thing, and it's the kind of first month of everybody's going to destack to hell, and it's just not been fun to watch.
You really think it's destacking? I mean, I'm not sure I agree with that. Like, the destacking is the problem. I just don't see it. Like, I mean, we watched 24K and Flam last night, and it was pretty typical 3 defense for most of the game. The only time I really saw that change was during standoffs. And what was the game we cast?
Oh, they were running a Tech D the whole time, weren't they, on DX and the third map?
Canyon.
Tech D doesn't mean you're destacking.
Yeah, exactly. It just,
Well,
I mean, you'd be an idiot not to do Tech D on Dangerous Crossing.
Yeah,
quite frankly.
I actually got told off quite badly from Pelican after apparently saying they were destacking for a little bit in a cast that we did. I was reprimanded heavily because they were not destacking. They were doing their best to not destack. So I apologize for that.
Well, I mean, I think sometimes you can't help it. Like, you do it without even realizing it, and it's just you're just trying to keep your flag safe. Like, I've done it.
They were very clear that they were not destacking. They were very angry. I got it.
Stowe has been reprimanded.
I have been reprimanded, and I now know my place.
It's the third string Pelican.
Yeah,
that's your place. But no, I agree with you, Juzzo, in saying that I don't think recent matches maybe have been the most exciting. We saw, in fact, on Blue Plate last week, we saw, who was it? Pelican versus, oh, come on, brain. Come on, Stowe. Maybe NMZ? Might have been NMZ.
Yeah, wait, are you about to claim those were good games?
No, I'm not. I'm really
good.
not. Like, I don't want to bash them, but
unfortunately not.
They weren't. I mean, Freaky did a great job, I think, making it feel exciting. That guy's got some talent. But yeah, unfortunately, the excitement didn't come from the game so much, which is a shame.
Yeah, that was it was great casting with Freaky, and he, like you said, he did a great job. But those games are a little bit lackluster in terms of excitement. But I mean, people stuck with it throughout, which is great. And as the EUTL progresses, I mean, this is what I kind of want to move on to, and what we should really push on towards is the fact that the EUTL has now officially started, and we cast the first round of it, the first game. Who was that we casted? It was
Auron versus Flamboyant.
There you go, right off the top of your head. And
Oh, it was only last
yeah,
night.
well, I have a brain like a sieve, and just it flows through.
Here we are, Season 1 Pro League. I'm going to bring this on screen for all the lovely people in the chat. So there you go. So we saw Aurum take out Flamboyant last night, and it was an okay game. You know, it was definitely hard fought by both teams, but it just, felt like all three maps took a little bit of get going, if that makes any sense. Like they all seemed to start off a bit slow, and then they sped up in the last 15 minutes. And I think that's true about all three maps, wouldn't you say, Stoke?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, we did see some okay games. They weren't particularly amazing games, but they were, definitely interesting in terms of Aurum did really well. When I did, like, it wasn't I didn't expect them to do well. It's just I thought the Flamboyant were the stronger team from the start. Like, I thought they would be kind of looking more dominant overall.
I would generally agree. Did you see the games last night, Juzzo?
I think so. Who was playing? Sorry, I've
Flamboyant
been
and Aurum.
almost delusional the last couple of days. Yeah, I did actually watch those. I was half asleep, so don't ask me of any details though. I was listening to your cast, but not watching the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes
Using you as a radio show, basically.
That's the way it's done, old school. I guess, yeah. I mean, last night's game, I guess I've really fallen in love with Canyon Crusade, and I was just hoping to see another amazing match on Canyon Crusade, and unfortunately, it was an average match. The Kappas didn't seem to quite have it work together. The offense on both sides didn't really have it figured out, and they eventually won. Obviously, did Aurum, but it wasn't a compelling win. If you'll pay that forward.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
I think Canyon Crusade as a map, if we can go on to a little segue for a minute, is actually got a lot of potential. I think once O stops going over that middle ground and actually starts approaching the base or the enemy base from different angles, there's a lot of potential for interesting tactics on there. That said, I don't really like the whole you can grab at 500 kph with little effort.
Well, but I'll tell you what we saw, Yuzzo. We saw Kennet coming in at 420, and without
420
reach.
YOLO.
Oh yeah. Without reach, any
So
slight bump in the road and he completely would miss that flag. So I agree that there's some retarded fast routes coming in.
That's true. That's true, and it specked off a lot of discussion in chat about whether why reach was banned. I seem to recall, and what effect that was having and how that affected Hoffs and D in general, and that did lead to a good lot of discussion. And I think you're right, actually. That does any little misjet or any little bump that you hit is going to throw you off by miles. But that said, the return routes are knock on the bottom of the base of the turret and you're home in 4 seconds. And I'm not sure.
We didn't see anyone execute it last
of
night.
That. Did we not?
No one successfully pulled that off.
Okay.
No.
Which to me says that it's not broken. It means that maybe if you manage to pull it off, then more power to you. But considering how difficult it was to do it last night, I don't have a problem with it. Little Mamacita, where would you set up on Canyon Crusade as a sniper?
I haven't played a lot of the new maps just because it's still, I really miss the old maps. Canyon Crusade, I just stay in the back, up in the very hills basically, and I try to spot, but it's such a big map, and I just try to figure out where would a capper go, and I try to get the exit routes better than I do and so it just anywhere where you can see the whole map would be good for me. That's what I try.
So did we get that fail of the week from last night? Oh, we didn't. Damn.
No,
That's
we
a
didn't.
shame.
Sorry about that. And I do hate to be that guy, but I do want to point out we're 40 minutes in and still in the very first
Okay,
point.
sorry.
Let's
just quickly detail the next next games that are coming
let's
on. We've got probably one of the most anticipated games coming up tomorrow. In fact, it's IDK versus Vertigo. Vertigo is sort of the new Heartbreakers team, and that's going to be incredible. Crossfire, Arx Nvidia, and Canyon Crusade. Epic match. I can't wait.
Yeah, tomorrow that is, isn't it? So
Yep.
I think I do have the schedule up. I think I'm casting tomorrow. Let's have a look. What's the date tomorrow? It's the 28th.
So it's
So
supposed
that
to be
means
8
I think
o'clock,
I think
so
I'm
9
actually-
o'clock CET.
Yes, I think I'm casting with Greth tomorrow, and I think Grimble said he'll be about as well. So
I
we
hope
should
so.
have
One
some
of you
good
has to
stuff
stream.
going. Yeah, I'm with my 0.8 upload at the moment. It's going to be great.
Yep.
Yeah, but definitely tune in tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be streamed to this channel. We'll have to work out that. If not, then it'll be streamed to DocMatrix31, I assume, which you should all be subscribed to.
Yep. So that's going to be a big match, and the other one on the same night is Nevermind Zero versus Pelican. So this is a rematch of what we saw, I believe, not too long ago, and hopefully that one. Well, hopefully it's a bit more exciting, quite frankly.
Yes,
But
I can.
let's not dwell on it. What we will say to sum up is please tune into the European Tribes League as well as the North American Tribes League, but those guys have been doing pretty well without us pimping it, so I'm going to pimp the Europeans ones a little bit harder. And yeah, it's going to be really exciting. I'm really happy to see the Pro League kicking off and well into the first round, so awesome sauce all around.
Mm-hmm.
Go on, Sto. What's next?
Okay, so next, I don't know what order we're thinking of going in, but I thought we'd talk about some news that came up today. Talking a Reddit post from Kevin Foxtrot Ramsey, who is from Denial Esports, and they're looking to pick up some professional players as they're looking to set up some esports teams. And Tribes is one of the first things they are looking into going into. So they're looking into games like Tribes, StarCraft, World of Warcraft, and then eventually expanding. And I think they're NA based mostly, and I think they're looking for setting up their own proper team and sponsoring them in terms of helping them out as a team generally, which I thought was really interesting to be approached by a esports organization or one to be.
Well, they're forming, yeah. I mean, Lil
yeah.
Monster, have you heard of Denial Esports or some of these guys that are being involved? So Minecraft Network or Vex Gaming?
I believe I heard of Vex Gaming, but not the other stuff. I'm like a complete noob with all that stuff. I just play for fun and to kick butt.
Fair enough. I've definitely heard of Vex Gaming. I don't know much about them, to be honest. But he's saying he's working with the ESM, so I suppose that means Esports Manager of Vex Gaming. And there's some kind of joint venture going on there with the Minecraft Network, the form Denial Esports. They mentioned they're going to start teams potentially in Tribes, StarCraft, and World of Warcraft. An interesting selection, if I do say so. You also got any thoughts?
Yeah.
1 second. All right, sorry, just clearing my throat. Yeah, I think it's excellent that they're covering travel expensive clothing and energy drinks because those are the 3 things that anybody needs to live. As long as you can get somewhere not being naked with energy, then you've basically done 90% of what is important.
Yeah,
in life.
that's the bread and butter, really, at the end of the day, isn't it?
No, you're
Exactly,
missing the bread
exactly.
and
Like
butter. That's
the
the
rest
problem,
of it,
right?
the playing games and the esports and stuff, that comes
Got
secondary.
my plane ticket, got my pants on, and I've got a Red Bull.
Except for when you arrive, of course, you have to take your pants off so you can be stripped. Anyway, I just wanted to imagine you naked, so I can't help it. It's not my fault.
Everyone does.
Just drawn to you.
So adorable.
Drawn to-
God,
I could
yeah.
go off on a right tangent now, but anyway,
boys.
I think
Please
it's
don't go off on
brilliant
show, yeah, so
that
when
there's
you're
a
talking
new.
about
I
naked stowaway.
think it's.
Hang on.
I
let me
think it's
just-
brilliant that there's a new team. Yeah, why can't I speak?
Oh, here we go, Stow.
Oh wow!
Stowaway.
Do it again.
I just saw 2 pieces of anatomy there that you are constantly telling me you don't have.
Huh, what?
Oh, you had
No.
your headphones off. I saw your chest, Stowaway. Your lie is disproven.
No. Dude, I paint them on every morning because I feel really self-conscious.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't want to derail. I really didn't.
Too late. It's done. Back on track. So
Yeah, I don't know what ESM means or Vex or Denial, but all 3 things sound brilliant, and we should have more of them in Tribes. So yeah, I don't understand the whole WoW esports team. Does WoW have a? Can you play those player pets?
Yeah,
Are
it's
they
a
now
arena,
an esport
basically.
or something?
They have
StarCraft and Tribes, excellent. That's brilliant. Minecraft, I think we should see more esports Minecraft. You could do see what you can build in an hour.
Man, they get serious.
Best thing that you build is awesome.
They get serious.
Exactly. I think that could be brilliant.
Like-
But yeah, I mean, I'm never going to say that more teams are a bad thing. More money, more sponsors, more people talking about Tribes. That's excellent.
Cool. Stowaway, you want to put a bow on that one?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really interesting that they've come to Tribes as one of their first games. And I mean, Doc, I mentioned this to you before, and we were talking about it, and you kind of said, "Yeah, I'm wondering how much what research they put into this, and why they're coming to Tribes as a game."
Maybe it's because they're seeing it on the front page of Twitch, and all that work that
Exactly.
Hi-Rez and APC are doing is just really promoting the game.
Or
Yeah,
maybe it's
'cause
just me and Mama being ridiculously attractive, just being like, drawing people to us. I think that's
probably
what it
that.
is, to be honest.
Let's be honest. I mean,
We have the most attractive players like of any computer game, so I think we should use that as an asset.
we just
It's
hide the
valuable.
ugly.
You are really handsome, you know that? You really are,
No,
Nico.
it's true. It's true, and you are too, but not handsome. I mean, whatever the female equivalent is. Pretty. There you go.
So adorable. Am I making you nervous?
Not. Well, okay, yeah.
This is so
I mean,
awesome. Just this
just gonna-
sexual tension.
I know you
going
can
on
feel it. I need to put some. Wait, I've got a great idea.
electricity in the air. Anyway, yeah. So, Denali Esports good.
Yeah, I look forward to see. Like, I guess I just hope I see them follow through. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, it'll be cool to see them get maybe an EU team and an NA team because they said they're NA based, but they wouldn't, be against. Because I mean, let's be honest, they're not going to pick up players who aren't on the team already and get a good team out of that because all the really good players are likely to be on the team at the moment, or 90%.
Well,
of them,
hell,
so-
I mean, you got a sponsor out there. Who's to say that some of these teams won't go, hey,
exactly.
let's just
yeah.
rebrand underneath Denial Esports. Like, I could totally see that happening.
Yeah, which is what I expect will happen, and I don't know. It'd be cool to see them take maybe at least an NA team and maybe a EU team as well. Who knows?
Potentially, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's really cool. It does nothing but improve the game, so I'm happy with it.
Yes, absolutely awesome news.
Go next.
Next up, we have the topic of PAX East, which Doc, I think you were going to go to at one point, weren't you?
Kind of. Like, I thought, oh, well, I've already been to PAX East. I went in 2010 or 2011, and I had a ticket. I had a 3-day pass for PAX East this year, and I just couldn't justify the cost. It's bloody expensive to go from the UK. Bloody expensive. So I couldn't do it, unfortunately. So, yeah, I had to give up my ticket, and, well, I guess there wasn't much esports there, let's be quite frank. There was a Smite tournament, which went really well. I did tune in for some of that, and that was really successful for Hi-Res, so I'm really happy about that. I don't know of any other major competitions that happened there. I think there was a little, some show matchy stuff. I think some of the EG players were there kind of showing off a little bit, but aside from that, so, maybe I'll manage to get to PAX Prime instead. But it was an awesome event. But the reason we're bringing it up tonight is because there was a guy on Reddit I noticed that sort of did some interviews with Todd Harris. Did you guys see any of this?
I didn't. I saw it was posted. I didn't have time to watch the video, so I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah, well,
This is the panel that they did questions on, rather than an interview, wasn't it? It was a panel of like 5 or 6 people.
Yeah, I think so.
There was a panel, but I got the impression that this guy Snakester95 on Reddit actually talked to the dude, talked to Todd Harris, because he answered many questions, or maybe he just gave a summary from the panel. I couldn't quite work it out, but so Hi-Res Kate is saying it's a PAX East panel. Nabil's saying I got your ticket and stay. In fact, Nabil's invited me to Prime. Cool. I will definitely try to take you up on that, Nabil. I would love to be at PAX Prime and see all the major stuff that's going on there. Hopefully I'll see you at Gamescom as well, but that's a different question. But yeah, some of the interesting things that were brought up by this guy who went to the panel were just interesting things about what was sort of the attitude on tribes in general. It was interesting that he kind of made reference to one programmer, which is weird because I know of at least 2, Hi-Res Mick and Hi-Res Joe, that currently work on the programming team at Hi-Res Studios, so I think there was a bit of a miscommunications about that. But Todd basically on this panel was promoting the team, the Tribes League quite a lot, the NATL, the EUTL, sort of giving them a decent amount of big ups. One thing that I actually wanted to ask you about, Mamacita, about this is that there was a comment about demo support for Tribes brought up. And the comment was made as you'd expect that, there's demo support in Smite. Well, we see it come over to Tribes soon. And Todd said that they're very different games, and Tribes, and I quote, probably wouldn't want the type of Smite demos because they're such different games. Now, I don't play Smite. I'll be honest. I haven't actually really given it much of a shot yet. Can you tell us much about the Smite demos and how they work?
I know it's because I'm still very new to Smite, but I've played a few games, and I know it's like you can watch like the replays, and you can like look at everyone's perspective. It's not just like one. It's not like spectators. It is a lot better. It's kind of cool actually, but I don't know. I don't know how it would play in tribes. I know it'd be awesome to have, but I haven't really tried it out. I just like know what it does, and I hear it's pretty cool.
Because I
But
mean, that sounds amazing if you could have a demo and actually watch from any position on the, any
That's
player's
what I've
perspective
heard.
on the game in tribes. That'd be awesome. So, yeah, I don't know.
I think that's what it is. Not sure.
But the summary of that whole panel was that the major kind of focus for Hi-Res Studios at the moment is cosmetic things, so things like skins, maps, and tournaments. They seem to be the most popular, I guess, or maybe the major focus that was given. So the entire quote, just to make clear, the question was said, what do you think are going to have the biggest change to Tribe over the next year? And the comment was made, cosmetics, maps, and tournaments. So we've already seen the tournament stuff happening. That's exactly what we were talking about in the last couple of segments. And it looks like, content in the form of maps and, I guess, skins sort of coming right under that. So, Stowe, any comments on all that?
I found the comment about the fact that Smite has demos that wouldn't necessarily be right for tribes interesting.
All I can imagine is that the technology's too different. That's the
Yeah,
only thing that makes sense to me.
I wish I knew more about it and I could say, or know exactly how much potential man work would have to be, man or woman work would have to be put into, porting that over and making it work from a different game. Obviously, it's a completely different game. So I'd love to know how much work that'd be, but thinking that any demo support a tribes player would look at and say, no, this doesn't work for tribes, I can't imagine at the moment. Any replayability at the moment would be really cool. But then again, I don't particularly know Smite well enough to. I haven't checked out the Smite demos. I've only seen it in streams and stuff. I watched a lot of the PAX Smite stream.
What do you think would be worse? And I'm going to throw this at you, Juzzo. In terms of demo support, is it better to have no demo support or really badly broken, buggy demo support?
No demo support by a long way. Although the chat will probably go mad and shout me down that I'm an idiot. But I think actually Hi-Res have almost been vindicated in their argument that the community will provide exceptional tools. I mean, look at the stuff that Grimble's doing. Look at the stuff that NATL's pulling out at the moment. That's basically post-production stuff that is exceptional. I agree it's not the same as having demos and being able to record yourself do little things in retrospect. But there's 2, possibly 3 programmers working on tribes day to day. I'd rather they didn't spend 6 months eschewing every other project and just getting demos in. I'd rather they spent those 6 months fixing things, giving us new things, making sure that whatever needs fixing is fixed, and keeping tribes in a runnable state. I'd hate to see all development halt simply so that in a couple of months or possibly a year's time we get demo support, because that's the kind of effort that I'm sure it would be required to actually get it in the game.
Fair comments. Mamacita, you got any thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, we haven't had any demo support, but I still feel like as a community we've done pretty good without it. I mean, yeah, it'd be pretty cool, but we still make videos, we still make our own little montages and demos, and we can still do it. We can still, we're good even with or without it. It's just we should just stop complaining all the time because that's what everyone always does. Complain, and even if they did, they'd still be complaining about something else. You just gotta man up and just have fun and. We're still doing good without it, Just enjoy the game.
I guess that's why I kind of posed that question at Juzzo, because I feel, and I agree with Juzzo, that a badly implemented system would actually be catastrophic for the game rather than beneficial, because of the nature of our community. If it came out and it was kind of crap, that would kind of be, it's all over, I quit kind of thing all over again. So yeah, I'd kind of rather not see it, and as Juzzo said, see that massive effort of development go into something else.
I agree wholeheartedly with what Anaki's saying, as in demos are self-perpetuating marketing devices, and it would be great if everyone could drop their their video. Yeah, exactly. And not only that, but the stuff we're seeing out of and I'm just going to shout them out again because it's incredible. I think it's the Korean guys that made those
TAK,
cinemas.
I think
If you can make that kind of thing without demo support, then yeah, it probably takes a bit longer and it's a lot of effort. But my God, the results are incredible. I mean, absolutely outstanding.
I think that dude is awesome, and Tribes in Korea have produced some really top quality stuff. I am hugely envious of the stuff they do.
Jojo the Magnificent is just dropping in chat. The game is pretty much dead in AU, only a matter of time before they kill our servers. Well, I'd like to just touch on the first comment. The game's pretty much dead in AU. We had Lencorp on a couple of weeks ago, Jojo, and he was saying that, you know, your new tournament was taking the freedom physics and a whole bunch of rather unusual rule choices, which was basically everything's okay. Jojo, just let us know in the chat, like, did that help or did that not help at all? Like, yeah, what's the state of play with that? Because we found that quite interesting when he was on the show. And while we wait for that, perhaps there was a blow up about freedom. Well, that's no surprise. Arguments over tribes physics? No, not possible.
Yeah. And I do want to say, just point out something quickly. AP88B5 is complaining about Hyros apologizing. So Yuzzo, if you could just step down.
It's what I do best, actually, because I'm just looking. I've been applying for a job there for 6 months, and they said if you suck up on stream to us for 6 months solid, then you know, we might consider you. So
well, if you just cool it down like a tiny bit, because people are getting annoyed at your Hyros apologizing.
I'm not sure if I can. Dude, I'm sorry. Okay, I've signed a contract with them.
Can we get him removed? Can we get the security on this?
Security?
Oh my goodness.
So much apologizing going on here for Hyros. Anyway.
Alright,
let's move on. I mean, that kind of wraps up that demo supports. It's an old topic. It's not likely to change for a little while anyway.
What is this?
On to the next one.
This is definite e-bullying, Dark Matrix. Like, I'm going to report you to the cyber police.
Oh no! I own the cyber police, Yuzzo.
What?
I'm the commissioner.
No!
Poor thing.
Okay, so next up, should pugs always be serious? Find out at 7.
No.
Where is that? Bang. So yeah, this was another. I get all the content from Reddit, and I don't apologize for it because that's where all the content is. But basically, there was. Basically, there was an individual that was a bit upset about a pug that they encountered in, I think it was NA or Europe. I'm not even sure now, but it's not important. Basically, the pug that they were involved with devolved into a little bit of sort of mucking around. I think there were brutes kind of flag carrying and just sort of like a screw around game. So, kind of a discussion topic that I wanted to throw out was should a pug be somewhere where everyone is playing kind of at least serious in the sense that they're not just screwing around, or is there space there for people to kind of just have fun and piss about? Mamacita, let's start with you.
All right. Well, I don't know. I mean, I've played pugs that. I mean, sometimes you should play pugs for fun, but I've played those pugs where everyone's screwing off and just doing whatever they are doing, just goofing off, and it's frustrating because if I wanted that, I'd just go to a pub. I just have everyone goof off and no one do what they're supposed to. I know it's frustrating when you're losing, but try to play the game. And yeah, if you're losing, then might as well have fun with it. But if you're, it's so frustrating when I want to play the game serious and just practice and play pugs, and then everyone's goofing off. And if I wanted that, I just go play a pub. It shouldn't always be 100% serious, but it should be what it is. It's a pickup game. You do it. You play pickups to get better, and work with teams and stuff like that. I like that because that's the only place I can get a serious game, like screaming and pickup. I can't do that in pubs. So it's not always 100% serious, but do what you're supposed to do. Do your roles. Don't just try to screw off. So yeah, that's what I have to say.
Fair comment. Stowey, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I pretty much fully agree with what Lil Mamacita kind of said, because I mean, this particular post I think was referring to a one-time incident, and I know I was around, and I think just it was a mixture of the players that were there and how people were playing. I think it was just one of them nights where people weren't able to take it seriously, and I don't think this happens a whole lot in the EU community, that games are just completely ruined. I might be wrong in that, but I'm pretty sure that most of them people enjoy. And I think it's just a mixture of both. Like, sometimes you're going to get a game where people goof off a little bit, and as long as it's all in good fun and you're not actively trying to ruin the game for someone, I think that's okay at the same time. But at the same time, it is difficult if you want to come home and actually play a game. Say your competitive fix for the game is playing pugs because you're not a comp team, then it's going to be annoying that you're already trying and everyone on your team is goofing off. So maybe just you know, I don't think it's an issue. I think it's just this was a one-time thing, or you know, it happens infrequently, and it's, you know, try to play the game like that and be friendly at the same time, and like, you know, play like you would normally without dicking about, but you know, still have fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, I get the chance to play maybe 1 or 2 pugs a week at best, just based on my schedule. And I agree with Mamacita. Like, I don't mind people not being, holy shit, we have to win, we have to be an absolute perfectly oiled machine. But I think the comment that Lil Mamacita was that everyone should at least just do their role. Does
the main
make
thing,
sense. Because at least then, you know, you're playing the game the way it should be played. And potentially, I don't know, I guess I wouldn't like to see a pug that I was in devolve into screwing around. If it was quite clear from the picking stage that we're going to screw around, then I don't have a problem with that. Like, I've seen pugs get picked where everyone's like, let's just go all Pathfinder or something, you know, unusual like that. And that's fine. You don't go into that pug. You just like, okay, you know, I'll wait for the next one, or I'll go do something else. But to be in the game and then have it sort of devolve into everybody screwing around, I would find quite frustrating. What do you think, Juzzo?
I think there's a lot of things to address in relation to this. In short, I don't think pugs should always be super serious, but I don't think they should always be, you know, super jokey either. I think that when you have a situation where team picks are inherently unfair for whatever reason, either somebody's a better captain or you know, you have a really good capper being captain, for example, that's going to automatically screw team balance pretty quickly. And I think that you can end up in situations where, as was evidenced, I think, by Red Fox's experience, that one team is incredibly overpowered and can feel that they can just mess about and still win. If the other team then wants to try and play seriously, that's obviously going to be a conflict and not work out so well. I don't think that pugs in general should be regarded as like you always have to play exactly your role and exactly seriously, because there should be the freedom to basically have fun and do what you want there. That said, there should also be the freedom for people just to disappear if they're not having fun. And I don't see why. I don't know. I'm slightly confused by the post, because it seems like Red Fox could have just left that game and avoided being frustrated by it. Though I do get that, like, that means he doesn't get to pug. If it's not going the way he wanted it to, I can't understand why he stood around. I mean, I don't know. There's so much variety in how pugs play out. You know, we'll have ridiculously serious games where everyone is like screaming at their monitors to do exactly that, and it'll get to really close games, and it'll be interesting. But equally, you can have a great time just messing about in strikes and tanks for an hour. I don't know. I'm completely split on it. I think people should just do kind of what they want. And as long as everybody is in consensus on the server, then that's cool. I think if one guy is joining in and then says, "Oh, right, I'm going to run Doombringer O for the next hour," when everybody else is trying to play serious, then obviously that guy's a bit of a douche.
Just play it by ear, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
If everyone else wants to play a serious pug, then join in. If not, then, you know.
Exactly. But the other thing is, if you're there and you want to play a serious pug, and it's obvious that the pug isn't going to be serious, and I'm not saying this is what Red Fox is doing, but I just say don't bitch and moan about it. Either join in or just slink off quietly. There's no point in going, "Oh my god, you guys are killing tribes
so
because we don't get to play." Like, it's
not
just,
Raven.
You don't need to take things to hyperbole like that. It's silly. That said, I don't think Red Fox's post on Reddit is in any way a negative thing. I think it sparked a lot of useful discussion like this. But something else that I'd like to discuss is a conversation that I had with a pub player yesterday on pub servers. And yes, they do actually talk. It's crazy. And they were saying that or this gentleman was saying, I assume gentleman, was saying that he detests when pug players who are obviously just warming up or just having fun come in and start chaining people on other servers where they can just destroy them without even thinking about it. And I think the fact of the matter is, a lot of pug players can drop into pub games and just absolutely sway the course of the battle with very little thought or effort.
What, is he saying that highly skilled players shouldn't play pubs?
Yeah, this gentleman's argument was simply that that destroys the fun for a lot of people that are just messing about and having fun in pubs. And I thought that might be an interesting thing to discuss, was like whether you guys felt that was having any impact. His argument was simply that new players come in, as soon as they hit the 8 to 50 servers, they get crushed by rank 48s, 49s, 50s, and immediately they get really despondent, and that throws them away. And I'm wondering if, if people can't mess about and have fun in pugs, if they can't then mess about and have fun in pubs, are we all just meant to stop doing that, little Mamacita? Are we all meant to just have our own servers where we just mess about on them? I mean, I do that, but I think not everybody does. So,
Well, I mean, there's times where I just wanna, like, just mess around and not play super seriously, but I still wanna, do what I have to do. I still want to spot and do everything. I mean, I'm not always gonna win every game, and I don't, and sometimes I get my ass handed to me by the other team, but it's like, I feel like pugs are for us, it helps you learn and get better and stuff. I mean, if you want to have like a non-serious game, then that's good if your whole team's down for it. But if everyone's just screwing off, then I could have just played a pub, and just done that instead of doing a pickup, because I like doing pickups just because it helps me warm up, it helps get better. And I know sometimes I'm gonna get new players, and sometimes it can be frustrating, but I've known that, I always try to help them out. I'm like, yeah, sometimes it sucks, it can be discouraging, but you just got to keep playing, it gets better. Because I've been there, and I've been in that situation where I just couldn't hit anything and had a bad day. But it just, maybe, I feel like maybe we should start getting new bloods again. And so we can teach people how to like warm up and get better stuff. And I mean, you can always goof around. You could just get like 7 people and goof off in a game. But I mean, pickups are pickups, and it's what helps you get better. And if you want to have fun with that, you could, but make sure your team's down for it. If not, then don't do it. Don't be that jerk who just messes the game up.
What do you think? What do you think in the situation where there's two teams, one trying to take it seriously and one that wants to mess about? Say they've gone into their team channels and then they've decided that they want to play it like that. How do you think that kind of thing can be resolved?
The game will be over pretty quick, you'd expect.
Yeah, basically that's what happens normally, or they just end up rabbiting, and yeah, I'm pissed off. I'm like, stop being a jerk and just, let me lose. If I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose. But I mean, you're never gonna learn anything from winning a game. You learn more from losing, and that's how I see it. But I mean, it's just you can't. I don't know if there's a way to fix it. I mean, sometimes there's too much testosterone in the channel, and it's like, what am I supposed to do? But I just deal with it. I suck it up, and I just take a break sometimes, or just go play with your friends. Go in a private channel. Just go play with your friends. Do that. There's lots of things you can do for that.
Yeah. So on the topic of the pub player saying that the high level players coming in and ruining the game, I think I saw another thread. It might have been in the same thread, or it might have been a different topic, where someone said, why don't we have more granularity on the servers? So you've got your 0 to 10s, and then it kind of just goes 10 to 50 most of the time.
There are 30 to 50 servers, I believe. Okay,
yeah, there's been some talk about that in chat, and I guess I'm going to identify the problem that they're talking about in chat. One, for some reason the quick join doesn't drop you into those, which I find strange. That would be one way of fixing about what I'm going to say, but I don't think there's maybe the player base to support that many granular distinctions in level. What do you reckon? The silence is deafening.
Yeah, sorry.
Was
drive a truck through that dead air, baby.
Who you're talking to.
I talk to everybody. Anyone can jump in.
I think you're right. I think if we could start, like, the problem with all servers is simply momentum. You need to have players in the servers for players to join the players that are in the servers to play, so that they can play more, and then they can play. And you just need people to join those servers in the first place, and sustain that. Without a sustained population, then the servers will not be populated by the quick join. I assume that's how it works. Obviously, quick join isn't going to drop you into a server on your own when there's a server with a wider spread that still has slots in it. It might just be a case of needing to prioritize the smaller spread servers before it prioritizes the ones with the larger spread. I'm not sure what they use as their matchmaking algorithm. But yeah, I completely agree. It could be resolved simply by people going into more granular server levels.
Yeah, I think it's partly due to that, but from the sounds of it, I mean, I obviously wasn't there, didn't have this conversation with the dude you're talking about, but it just sounds like this guy was a bit annoyed because he was getting killed in game and a bit ragey about it. And really, do we have to, work out something for him? Surely he can work out, okay, I'll find a different server where there's less people who are dominating me, or I just play and, either live for it and get better or something. It just sounds like someone getting annoyed over something kind of silly. to
think
me.
like we've all been there. We've all been in a situation like that, and yeah, we're pissed off. It's just it happens in any game you play. No matter what, it's gonna happen. It's just
Have a
gonna deal with
cupcake
it.
and move on, you know?
Yes.
Scone.
Something like that.
Scone and a cup of tea, Stu.
Not into scones. Cup of tea, though. Cup of tea's good.
Not into scones. What? How-
They're just a bit, you know...
Have you never been to an English heritage site and sat down with green tea at the end of the
I've
day?
had my
Like,
fair share of scones, Juzzo. Let's be honest here. Real talk for a second, I've had my
Yeah.
fair share of scones. But
Good,
I
man,
just...
good.
I'm more partial to maybe, like, a muffin or a cupcake or
What?
something. Just...
Oh, you're gonna be like, oh, we need a bagel now or something like.
No,
in a minute.
no, not
And
into
that's
bagels,
just
not into
that's
bagels.
crazy.
What is
like-
a scone?
I think Americans call them biscuits.
Yeah, I think they're slightly different. And they're not pronounced scone before anyone jumps in. Yeah, twer's X.
Scone.
It's not pronounced
Yeah,
scone,
it's not
scone.
pronounced.
How do you
It's definitely
There's
got
an
an
E
E.
on the end. You're so silly.
Never understood why
yeah.
Americans call biscuits and cookies and all that kind of stuff. It's crazy.
I understand a cookie. Like, a cookie makes sense.
Yeah, but
What,
like,
what do you guys call a cookie?
well, we call them
Biscuits.
cookies, but a lot of the time they're biscuits.
Yeah, there's a
If
difference.
it's a chocolate chip cookie.
Well, that's
call
a
it
Then
cookie.
it's a
chocolate
cookie.
chip
But if
biscuit.
it's what about like one of those horrible, crappy?
See, we
malt-
really get into these conversations where we actually start talking and interacting, but we're talking about nothing.
This is important stuff, man. I'm just gonna see if
Exactly.
I got any biscuits. 1 second.
So
Do I have
like,
any
little
biscuits?
Mamacita, what would you have with, in this case, a cup of tea, right? You know, like when you go to your grandma's house and she brings out the little crunchy things that you eat with your tea, and they're horrible. They don't taste like anything. What are they?
I don't. My grandparents are Mexican. They wouldn't even know. They'd probably bring me some big old plate of fatty Mexican food or something.
Oh,
I
well,
couldn't find any biscuits.
I'm
Or
trying to
cookies.
think. Well, what I don't know. What's Mexican snack food?
Tortillas.
See, I didn't
frijoles,
want to be
frijoles,
like, you know,
beans.
pickles.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that stuff's good.
That's what I have. Mexican.
Really?
chips,
You have tacos with a cup of
chicharrones.
tea? What?
Churros, yeah, churros y
Oh,
chicharrones.
churros are amazing.
Yes.
All right, we might take a break.
So, culture diverse.
We want to take a break while we all go have tea.
Exactly.
That sounds like a great idea.
Gonna give you all a
So
chance
you
to
want to share a cup of tea with me? Want to take me out for some tea?
Let's go for tea. Let's do that.
take her out for tea,
Sounds
Juzzo.
nice.
Is that gonna happen? From across the continent, we can make it happen. We can make it happen right here, right now.
Through the power of esports.
Exactly.
We can do this.
We can do it. There we go. Tea is gonna happen. And on that note, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with the second half of the show. Don't go anywhere, guys. Behind the blue plate.
Yep.
live?
Yes, Yuzzo, we're live. You ruined the intro. Well done. Welcome back to Behind the Blue Plate. There you go, Yuzzo. There's the intro music.
There we go. Why don't you feed that to us so we can actually hear it? That would be useful.
Because, I don't know. That'd mean I have to be professional and stuff. And
This is awkward.
I'm just not that good. Alright, cool. We're back. We're back for the second
We're
half
back.
Behind the Blue Plate. That's it, man. The balls just dropped a little bit further. Apparently that hasn't
Balls
finished
just
yet.
dropped.
That's it, man.
For Dot
Oh, wow.
Matrix.
I got my Barry White going on.
You look very handsome now. Juzzo, did you change
Thank
shirt?
you. Thank you. I dressed up for our date.
Oh.
I noticed you didn't.
No. I put lipstick on. I'll put some more lipstick on. You want that? Oh, yeah.
Oh, done. That's it.
That's
I'm out of
awesome.
it. That's fine.
Yuzzo, I love that the cup you've got's almost exactly the same as the cup in the middle of the stream.
The cup in the middle of the street? What?
The stream, dude.
I have a cup from. It's from Argos. It cost £8 as part of a set of about 300 mugs. It's exceptional.
Outstanding. Stowaway, what's the next topic?
The next topic, let me just get it. It is the the NA New Blood wrap up. Man, I should really be reading up on these things.
Yeah, to be honest, actually, I put this one on there. I have no idea how it went. Well, actually, I know it went well. But that's about the extent of what I know. Mamacita, did you have anything to do with the NA New Bloods workshop that happened recently? Can you save the segment?
I couldn't be there because I had a cover for some Smite streamers. I know.
Oh,
because-
wow.
I know.
Killing
I know.
esports.
Well, killing tribes, I suppose.
Tribe?
No, killing
No, I still play
esports.
tribes.
Smite is esports.
Yeah, it's the future of esports. Haven't you heard? Get with the program.
I know you're trying to look evil, Stowe, but it's not working. I'm sorry.
I'm not looking evil, man. This cat's so cute. I missed him.
Oh.
Cat is not.
For those that don't know,
So-
Stowaway's
sorry.
basically come home from university just this week and is enjoying being back in London.
Yes, I really am. And I saw my grandma today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Does she play
Nice to
tribes?
see. She plays heavy on flag. But, you know, she finds it hard spotting these days.
You should get her to stream.
I might. I don't think she has the upload, though.
Grandma Twitch. Love it.
Just get her on webcam.
But anyway, I'll try to bring this one back on track. Basically, the North American New Bloods workshop on Pugs happened just recently. I think they had a 2-day affair. I think they had like a Friday night thing and a Saturday thing. And they had 4 Pugs running at once, which is amazing. They had over 100 people show up for this thing, and that's just fantastic to see so many New Bloods come out and make their presence felt on the servers. So I'm just so happy that the North American scene is just booming. And
It
come
really
on,
is.
Europe, pick up your socks, man. Like let's show these NA guys how it's done. But you just can't argue with the results that are happening over there in the the big English speaking country. So yeah, unfortunately, I just have no idea what to tell you about this segment because all I know is that it happened and that it went really well.
Well, that's really good. Like, NA has just been blowing up recently, which is awesome to see. And, as America's older brother, we're kind of getting a bit slow and lazy.
True. Well, they came from here, right? One day.
Yeah.
1774 or 62, something like that. 62. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. There you go.
We'll go with that. Yeah.
I know my American history, kind of. But yeah, so I mean, it's great to see, and I know that there was somebody in the thread that mentioned that they were going to try and put it out for EU as well. So in the next few weeks, I expect we'll actually see a European event, whether it's a workshop or just a sort of a New Bloods pickup day or something like that.
I do want to talk about something like that a little bit later, but maybe, I suppose in a different vein. We'll, yeah.
Sorry?
Never mind, just ignore me.
Okay.
I'm not making sense.
Fair enough. Well, let's just segue straight into the next section, which is related to that, which was Rincewind put together a bunch of Light D and sort of chasing tutorials, which I assume was part of this whole New Bloods thing because it happened around the same time. I think the dates were the same, so I can only assume that what he did was part of the New Bloods workshop, and it was really well put together. I haven't had a chance to go through all of his videos yet, but for those that may not have seen it, I'm going to drop the link in chat. So those that might not have come across it yet can go have a look. But this guy did a great job. You know, basically everything you might want to be able to know about Light D and chasing, he's kind of got here, and it's really great. I'd love to see more of this.
So, did he come at it from a tournament rules perspective, or was it more of a general pub play?
Gee, you're stretching me now, dude. I mean, it's just sort of, I think from a competitive standpoint, you know, is what he was going for here. Like, I don't think he was talking about Light D and chase in pubs, if that's what you're asking. It was,
Right,
it was
okay.
Light D and Light D, you know, because he talks about loadouts, the importance of rage, when you should use lightweight, when it's better to use something else like quick draw. Talked about the role of Light D on the stand, the role of Light D during standoffs, and the role of Light D during chasing, and he did it really well. Like he was, you know, very well researched and definitely knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I think I saw one of them, maybe. Oh, wait, were these recently uploaded ones?
I think so.
or-
I think they're like literally less than a week old.
Oh, maybe it was something else I saw then.
Mamacita, did you see any of Rincewind stuff?
No, I haven't yet. I've like this whole week I've been kind of working a lot, so I've barely even got time to play tribes and stuff like that. I've just been busy, but I'll definitely take a look at that. I definitely want to do something else besides snipe all the time.
So I mean,
So-
have you run into Rince much on the servers? Because I mean,
Yeah,
I know
do.
the name.
Yeah,
I know
Rincewind-
Rincewind actually submitted a thing for the 360 Blue Plate Challenge.
Did he get on the show?
I think he did. I think he submitted the... Oh, no, he made the montage. That was it. Yeah, he made the
Ah.
montage that we weren't able to
He broke the
Count.
rules.
break the rules. And every time we've done it, I've had people submitting montages or compilations, which is funny because they are specifically not for them. But anyway,
Rincewind
yeah,
says we rule something to him. That's not very nice, Rince. We've got like a whole segment on the show dedicated to you, and that's
Yeah.
what you say? God damn. Can't please
Yeah,
anyone
wow.
in this community.
Fine, let's just keep moving on.
Exactly. But, you know, I love these tutorials. I don't want to see more of them. You know, we've complained on this show before that, you know, the lack of tutorials in the game client is a real problem. And to see this sort of stuff come out, you know, it's obviously aimed more at the competitive community. You probably wouldn't give this to a new player and go, you know, figure it out because it might be a bit high level for that. But, you know, for people moving from, you know, doing well in pubs, wanting to get more involved in the competitive community, one of the things we hear over and over and over again is, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to play a pug. I don't want to play in competitive because people call me an idiot and, you know, they'll complain that I'm ruining the game because I'm not doing my role properly. Well, this sort of stuff is exactly what we need for people to feel more confident moving into pickup games and moving into the competitive scene. So I would love to see more people that are experts in their respective roles within the game put this stuff together.
Yeah, definitely, and I think it's the kind of thing where, you know, it obviously Tribes is kind of lacking in the tutorial sense, and maybe new players have that, but at least the information is there on the internet for people to find if they're looking for it, you know. If someone's struggling with a certain thing, they want to learn a particular... I suppose this is going into more advanced stuff rather than basics, but at least there's information out there, and there's a lot of community-made content, which is really good, and
Yeah.
this is just adding to it, which is great.
I'm just having a look. Hi-Res APC, if you're still in the chat, this is the kind of stuff you should be promoting on the site, like the tribesascend.com site. I'm just having a look now and it's not there. Put it there, please. Because, I mean, like Sto just said, if you're really looking for it, you might be able to find it. But this is the kind of stuff that will just get buried in Reddit and forgotten about. And you know, content of this quality really shouldn't be just, you know, shouldn't disappear after a week because it's got a long-term value and we really shouldn't lose this kind of stuff. No way.
Yeah, I'd agree on that.
Lil Mamacita, you think you could put together some sniping tutorials? Maybe team up with Immune?
I guess I could. I mean, I sometimes feel that it could be when you see it can be intimidating to see like Immune do it, but if you see someone like B, it's less intimidating. I guess I don't know if that. I don't know if I'm
Why
reading this
are
right.
you less intimidating than Immune?
Because I feel like
Because Immune doesn't have cute bows on his headset. Like,
exactly. Look, that's
That's
Well,
why.
he may have done. He didn't have a camera when he came on the show a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
so-
we have no way of proving that.
Exactly. He might
okay,
have bows
okay,
everywhere.
I retract that point.
I wouldn't mind doing that. I think it'd be a good balance, you know, from him and me. It's kind of fun, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm the. I mean, I do think I am a pretty good sniper, but I don't know if you want to go I don't know. I feel sometimes, when you try to talk to like a pro or someone who I feel like is a pro or way better than I am, it can be a bit intimidating. Like I'm always intimidated to talk. I'm like, oh crap, I suck. I have nothing on this guy. This guy's so much better than me. But so sometimes it can be a bit intimidating. But if I don't know if I'm wording this right, but
do you think the pros are really like that though? Like, everyone I've talked to in the tribes community,
No, they're
from
all
very
really-
extremely high level to my level, which is nowhere near extremely high. Everyone's happy to talk to you. Like, I haven't had a problem with that most of the
true.
time.
I guess for me, it's because I want to be good, and I know I'm not as good as this guy, and I want to be just as good as him. So for me, it's always a little, it's like crap. I want to be better, but so I'm always a little intimidated because I don't want to. I guess I should not be so self-conscious about my sniping skills and just be like, I got this, which helps. But I'm always like, crap. There's always someone better. I need to get better, and it's like I don't want to go into the thing and just suck completely. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, do you think this is a reason perhaps that we don't see as much tutorial-based content produced because people think, oh, I'm really not good enough to go and produce that content?
Actually, I mean, I've seen some montages, and some montages are like, oh my god, that looks amazing. I'm never gonna do that. But there's those videos like the one that you said about Rince, when it's about teaching you. And I think if we have a lot more of those videos, it'd be more it'd just be more like, I got this, I could do this. He's showing me. It's less intimidating, I guess, for me, because sometimes it can be a bit intimidating when you see pros play and you're like, oh my god, what the hell's going on? But if you see someone like, me, I like to play competitive, but I also like to play for fun, and you see that, you see me rage when I can't get a shot at everything, and it makes it real, It just makes it real, and it shows that, you make mistakes in the game. You're not always going to get that shot, and I think it balances it out, from a lot of the esports sometimes, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does.
I don't know if anything can balance esports.
I mean, sometimes it's, like I say, there's always a lot of testosterone in the game. Sometimes I feel like we need...
Especially in your streams, I find.
You want to see some testosterone, you should check out that Call of Duty video that got released
Oh
about a
my
week ago.
god, that was so cringy, man. That was... I mean, let's not derail onto that, but yeah. That was...
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen
So
that
you
one?
have
Go
to show us.
look it up. It's like Raid. I think the title is Rage Compilation on YouTube by Eurogamer. I think put it together.
Yeah, it was... yeah, wow.
Whew, there's some
I'd
boys
say that.
being boys on that one. I can tell you that
Some
much.
mature fellows playing some nice old video games with their buddies.
Yeah, your countrymen though.
Unfortunately, they're my countrymen. And Juzzo.
Wow.
Anyway,
Yozo, any thoughts on either tutorials or more generally?
I thought the stuff Rinson's doing was amazing, and hats off to him, and also for the Pratchett reference in his name, because that's awesome. Subsequent to that, I think, if you want to talk to high-level players, you should just get on Mumble and talk to them. I don't know. I don't really understand getting all kind of itchy feet about just chatting to people on Mumble. If they tell you to bugger off, then you just presume they're an asshole and don't talk to them again. If they don't and they welcome you and they start talking to you, then great, you've got a friend and you can chat with them. Some people are going to be dicks, some people aren't. Sadly, that's just the world, and you kind of have to get used to that, I guess.
yeah.
So
I mean,
I just if you've got something to ask someone, just go ahead and ask it, because it's silly to beat around the bush, basically.
I've never heard anyone on Mumble tell anyone else to just stuff off.
no.
If they had a
I've
genuine
heard Jamie
question.
McComb tell quite a few people to just stuff off.
Yeah,
but
but-
I don't
but
think
that's-
anybody
you wouldn't come to him
I don't
with a
think anybody
question.
would go to Jamie McComb for advice.
Exactly.
So
Whoa.
What's he
fine.
going to teach you?
Wow, yeah. But I mean, that's something that Roxton put quite a long time ago. He put together a kind of basic series of outlining the roles of tribes, and this is Roxton Kai, who used to cast with me and Doc quite often, and used to
He was
actually
the
have
ex-host of this
spot.
very show.
Yeah, he used to have my spot, and I was but a lowly viewer.
You were never lowly,
No,
Steve.
no offense. And yeah, he just went and went to speak to people who he thought were particularly good, or people in the Mumble or stuff like that, and just went up and found out stuff for whatever he didn't know. So that's just an example. They're pretty dated now, just because they came out
Well,
early.
however many hundreds of patches ago.
Yeah, but they got a really good response, and Roxton's a cool guy.
Yeah,
We
it's a
hope
shame. We were hoping he'd come back at one point, but
Yeah,
he's succumbed to the wills of what's that game? Guild Wars.
a life.
Alive?
Oh,
Nah,
okay.
he's still a nerd.
Well, he's still a nerd, but
I saw him on Steam. What was he playing?
Awesome Knots.
No, well, that was a long time ago. No, he was playing something more recent than that. Oh, well, Tomb Raider. He was playing the new Tomb Raider game.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, he's still a nerd.
We should bring a weekly Roxton update as one of the things, and have a little picture of him come up at what in the up. And,
We should get him to make more new songs, like what he did for Christmas.
Oh, that was amazing. That's so classic Roxton. Like that's him.
Anyway, so enough about ex-co-hosts. What's next?
Coming up next is some really cool news with Juzzo's monthly tournament returning. And Juzzo, look at that, we've got you on the show and
I know.
everything. Like,
It's almost planned.
Crazy.
It's almost prepared, right? And this one, it's a little bit different last time. Juzzo, why don't you take it away, man? It's your baby.
Sure, it is. Yeah, so this is the second of the soccer tournaments. That name is sticking. I don't care what people say. And basically, the format of this one will be. Can somebody drop the link in chat? That would be it.
Yeah, sure.
Cheers.
The Trobes.
Trobes.net/tourney.php. So we got a 2v2 arena tournament coming up for people on the 6th of next month, which is a week on Saturday.
Well done, not
and it'll
putting
be
it on
held.
Easter. Good plan.
Thanks. That was definitely part of my plan. That I thought about that. Honest. So it's a 2v2 arena tournament. You sign up on the website and show up on the day. And the first place will take £50, second place £30, and the third place £10. These are player contributed kind of prizes. So myself, Hauser, and Grimble are responsible for putting the money in and making sure that everybody gets the prizes. Obviously, we want as many people as possible to be contributing and playing, even if you don't think you've got a chance of winning. Cough, stowaway, and .matrix, cough. You should be
Hey.
because it'll be a fun evening of tribes and joy.
Get off of the show.
Wow. But honestly, I don't know why you wouldn't sign up, I guess, is my understanding of it, because you have a chance to play against some really good people, some really terrible people, and if you happen to beat the ones that you're queued up against, then you win some money. Yeah, like it's all going to take place in one Saturday evening. I imagine it probably won't take more than an hour or two. The last tournament that we had took about 45 minutes to run completely, and at the end of the day, Kennett took the prize.
That was a lot
and
different,
walked
though,
away
right?
with it.
Because you just sort of had basically a semi-final and a final. I imagine this one's going to take a bit long because you'll have more stages.
Well, it depends how many people sign up. Currently, we've only got about 10 teams signed up, so it won't take too long.
well,
I'm just
think
going to
about
use
it.
one of those
That's
tournament
five.
organising websites to drop them in.
Let's think 10
games are only
teams. 10
around
teams, though, right?
each.
That's 5 down to 2.5, however the hell that works. So that's still at least 3 rounds. I reckon.
Yeah, but if those rounds are
There are
sub 20
multiple
minutes
servers,
each,
so.
it's only going to be... Yeah, I mean, I've got 4 servers set up with the rules on them, which people have agreed to practice on. So we'll be playing many games simultaneously, and as long as people just stay around for the evening, then I can't imagine it taking more than an hour or two. And yeah, hopefully we can get Knutson once he gets knocked out, because
Yes,
clearly
definitely.
he's not going to win with ethics, because well, they're terrible. So we can just get Knutson to get drunk and cast it again.
And to be fair, the Jamie McComan Little combination is not going to happen either. Jamie said he has to go home. He won't be able to make it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, you can,
Okay.
you can
can't
take
play
him
tribes
off.
at home.
So basically, I'll remove him if he asks me to. So basically, yeah, you should sign up and join in. It's a little tournament for fun. There is no obligation if you sign up and can't show up. It's unfortunate, but it's not like I'm going to come and steal your firstborn or anything. Just
Well,
I
don't
seem-
reserve the right to.
Okay, yeah, no, fair enough.
How many tribes players outside of myself have a firstborn?
Remix?
He does. She's so cute.
I might have several out there. We can't confirm.
Wow.
Nice.
I'll leave that
Oh,
one there.
wow. Yeah.
So everyone should definitely go and sign up to the soccer tournament. You don't have to be in EU to sign up, although you will be
No,
playing.
no, you don't. Yeah,
on EU
it's
servers.
worldwide. You'll be playing on Amsterdam servers, but so long as your ping is stable, it doesn't need to be low. It can be as long as it's stable. Then go for it. I mean, you just pull out your pistol and shoot people. Yes, I will have your firstborn cookie man store. That sounds excellent.
I mean, it's just small cash tournament prizes like this that are community based. They're just so awesome, and like stuff like this, I think, really keeps the community alive and spicy. You know,
Exactly. We're just trying to do new and interesting ways of keeping people interested, and coming up with new game modes, coming up with new types of things they want to play. The money is there as an incentive for to encourage people that might be on the fence, going, oh, I don't know if I can be bothered. I don't know if I will be playing Tribes that evening. You got a chance of winning 50 quid, which I guess in US is like $80, $90 maybe.
Yeah. That's,
Which is a reasonable amount of money to win for 2 hours messing about on a server shooting people with discs.
With the way the pound is diving these days, it'll be worth about 3,000 US in a couple of weeks.
Exactly. So watch the inflation make my tournament even more attractive to Americans over the upcoming months.
Not inflation, Juzzo. It's your government ruining the economy.
Well,
We just got political.
let's
Oh yeah.
not get political.
Lil Mamacita, did you play much Arena?
I've recently started playing Arena a lot since the NA tribes are going on and stuff. I don't get to play a lot, so I do Arena and I've gotten quite better. I've seen myself like being really shitty at the spin fuser. Now I'm able to get my blue plates, and I have a rule like every time I do an Arena, I gotta get 3 blue plates, and I love that sound, the ching sound. I want a freaking keychain that makes that sound, and I've been playing it a lot. I actually was kind of hoping there'll be like some competitive Arena scene thing with honor fusers.
We'll be
that's
getting
kinda
to that, in fact. That is definitely the next topic.
Excited now.
I do want to
Juzzo-
say that's a really good idea. You know your GG button,
Yeah.
having a cha-ching one.
Where's my
for Tribes.
I know, that'd be amazing.
I gotta say, I do like the airmail noise the most.
Yeah.
That is sexy sound.
I would, like buy a keychain and just spam that,
That would be
everywhere.
I don't know what the ML sounds like. I've never got one.
I have a video, Sto. You should go watch it. You hear it on that video.
Oh right.
Yeah. It's on your YouTube channel.
I was joking. I've heard the sound.
No, but how could you if you'd never hit an airmail?
I watch a lot of streams.
Yelzo, would you mind if you know, just filling people in on what the Marauder rule set kind of means?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let me just go to Game Shrine and read it for you.
Okay.
Like it's basically it's Arena with standard bans, so things like I think Imp's banned and Sentinel's banned and the Jackal's banned and things like that. But otherwise you're allowed to chain and you're allowed to do whatever you want to kill your opponent. So it's not an honor competition by any sense. It is a get there and kill your opponent. The rules are basically that teams can't use Doombringers, Technicians, Sentinels, or Infiltrators. You're not allowed to use any deployables. Raider guns banned. Raider plasma gun is banned. EMP-XL is banned. And the short fuse is banned, as well as the shock lance. All these rules are enforced by the server, so players don't have to worry about them. You basically just join the server, and if your stuff's banned, then it'll be removed from you, so don't worry about that.
What does it get replaced with?
It gets replaced with a little stuffed rabbit toy that you get to throw at your opponent, and instead of going ka-ching when you hit them with it, it goes wee. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Oh,
That would be amazing, actually.
It would be excellent.
I would love
wouldn't
to
it?
see that.
it'd be good because Easter's coming up. That'd be kind of
Exactly,
cool.
that would be perfect.
Oh, you've done this the wrong way round, Yuzzo. You should have made the rabbit tournament for Easter.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm a terrible human being. I apologize.
I just forget the whole thing, honestly. Shut it down.
Well,
But the point is, people, please sign up and join in the tournament. We obviously want as many people as possible. It'll take a few hours on a Saturday night of playing Tribes. A lot of people will most likely be playing Tribes anyway. It'll be fun, and you get a chance to win some money that will be in your PayPal account by the end of the evening. And then you can order pizza
Fastest
with it.
paying tournament
Indeed.
in
indeed.
esports.
in esports, in the whole of
esports.
esports.
So you should definitely sign up and get on that tournament. I'll drop the link in the chat again just to make sure everybody got the chance to see it. Stowaway and I have signed up to this thing, so your chance of getting the top prize is virtually zero. We'll be definitely
Yeah,
going
I mean,
for that.
just
If somebody like DDoSes us and we get knocked out a little bit early from people who are blatantly cheating, but we
Yeah.
know that Yelzo doesn't have the stones to enforce any rules,
That's
then,
true. That's true. All cheating is thoroughly encouraged. You guys will be a force to be reckoned with. That's true.
Then we will
Yeah, I
probably
think-
just
yeah.
move on. I'll stream it anyway until you can watch us absolutely dominating, and then if for some reason we happen to get knocked out, we'll cast the rest of it, just as I did for the rabbit tournament. And
I'll probably have a few drinks for that.
yeah, why
I
not?
think,
Let's do it.
We'll make a thing of it.
I'll do that as well maybe this time, because I came dead last in my group in rabbit, and that was freaking embarrassing.
Dot Matrix dominating. Dommy Matrix.
Dominatrix. Oh yeah. I think you've lost him, little Mamacita. He's all mine now.
Why?
Oh, look at him. He loves the thought of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Oh,
What?
you're turning red. Are you nervous?
I'm
Not
embarrassed.
only red, it's
for
like
Doc.
beetroot.
I
man.
know. It's a cute shade on you. Really adorable. Don't
Wow.
choke on that water.
This needs to stop right now.
I'll send the gimp suit in the post, Juzzo. We'll see that soon. See, we've got the little
Kate,
zipper
stop
on the
them.
mouse.
Kate, make them stop. I'm gonna get Kate to get in here and put you people in your place.
Moving right along, the next thing to mention is an arena tournament as well. This is Game Shrine, and NA Tribes doing a very similar thing, but they are using the Honor Fuser rules, which basically, from my understanding, just means no chains. It's only explosive weapons.
I
Both NA Tribes.
need a minute.
I just want to point out something that was written in the chat.
What have I missed? I've clearly
you
missed
have
something
the
important.
right body for a gimp suit, Doc Matrix.
Oh my god.
Oh my, should I ban him?
No, that's awesome. That's totally. I could see you oiled up with an orange gag.
Yeah.
See, now I'm gonna start blushing, and my cheeks are really rosy. So wait
Oh
for
my
that.
God. This
I'll
is
be heating up East London with the power of my.
Can I make him a mod or? Can...
Well, make sci-fi a mod.
yeah.
You don't get mod by insulting me. It doesn't work that way. I'm
I
sorry.
don't
that
think that's an
insult?
insult. I think
Yeah.
that's quite a compliment, man. He's just saying that.
To be
in,
fair,
you know,
wearing the
very
gimp
tight
mask
latex,
would
you
like
would be
hide
good.
this ridiculous flushing effect that I have whenever basically anything happens. So
Yeah, you have
It's-
a drink then. Oh.
It's fine, Doc. I'm in the exact same.
that would
the
be
exact same boat.
awesome. If Hi-Rez want to make a gimp suit for one of
Wait,
the
hang on.
characters, I'm happy
Wait,
for them to
wait.
name that after me.
Where's this going?
I'm just saying, if they make a gimp suit, they can call it Doc Matrix skin. Heard it
Anyway,
here.
so the 2v2 Honor Fuser Cup.
Yes. Both NA
That's what we
Tribes
were
and
talking
Game
about.
Shrine are going to create, well, they've already created, in fact, an Honor Fuser Cup. So it's basically, it's an arena tournament. It's 2v2 arena. Honor Fuser means only explosive weapons. Now, the Game Shrine one is happening the day after your one, Juzzo, and I think they did that deliberately. So on
Well, they're
Sun-
just riding off my fame.
That's
Like,
it, man.
you know.
So on the 7th of April, on Sunday the 7th of April from 7 o'clock CET, and going for about 4 hours, they will be running the European. It goes over 2 weekends though, right? So it starts on Sunday the 7th and then progresses over to the 13th and 14th, and it's an Honor Fuser Cup. And I think, the North American one is exactly the same, but they're using the Saturday as well. The Europeans are not using the Saturday because Juzzo, your tournament, is happening on the Saturday. You can sign up at natribes.com, and Europe, you can sign up at Game Shrine. I'll drop these links into the chat right now. And it's basically more or less the same thing, but with Honor Fuser. So there you go, little Mamacita. That is exactly what you were looking for.
Yes.
There it
So
is.
everyone is good
Sorry, what was
because,
the?
you
Is
know.
there a prize for this one?
It's a good question.
Don't know, actually.
There's
'Cause obviously
there's no
the
mention
others
of
won.
prize in APC's Reddit post. I'll drop that also in the chat.
Yes, I suppose they're different because this is set up from APC, and I suppose you could say, you would say that's like from a high-res perspective of setting that up, I guess. I suppose it's NA Tribes. I'm just saying, the Game Shrine one is more community run or funded or something.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I mean, it's
community
literally-
and player funded and run. I mean, like I say, Grimble, myself, and Housie are the people that are putting in the money for the prizes. That's how come there exist prizes. This isn't a high-res kind of sponsored thing. it's you win money essentially direct from our bank accounts because we want to support people coming together and having fun. And that's how come we can guarantee that obviously you'll get paid quickly and such.
Harris says no prices announced yet.
But Jim Christ is saying that he's going to put up $1 million for this Honor Fusey Cup. So that's very generous of you, Jim Christ.
Can we get a
Jim
screenshot
showed us
of
up.
that of just him?
Yeah,
saying
we need
he will-
proof. No Shazbox. It said million. I'm considering that
$1 million.
dollars. No, no
Yep.
Shazbox.
$1 million
Can buy
right from
Shazbox.
Jim Christ. That is,
Exactly.
he is saving esports, Jim Christ.
Oh, that was-
Sadly, they'll all be in a Cypritic bank account.
Oh! Ouch!
Ooh,
Yeah, I went there.
felt
Yeah, you
that.
did. Nasty, Juzzo. Nasty.
Do we have many Cypritic players? Like, I don't know.
Sorry,
Maybe.
it was Cypritic.
From Cyprus?
Cyprus, Shaz. You know that place where all the banks
Did
are
you just
like
call me
shut
Shaz?
down? Because shit, I did. Yeah.
You did.
What's
Like,
going on there?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I just got Shaz in the head. Obviously, I can't help
Yeah,
it.
well,
Like,
who doesn't?
all
Let's
this
be
talk of
honest.
attractive people this evening, and we haven't mentioned Shaz. And I think
Real
that we need
That's
to
our
we need to
message.
rectify that situation basically.
Mamacita, out of
Irrectify.
everybody in Tribes, excluding this panel, who is the most attractive person in Tribes?
Oh wow. I can't answer that actually. I can't really answer that.
We'll,
See, I'm
we'll
gonna
come
make
to
you
it at the
blush
end of
now.
the show, and you have to have an answer by then.
Oh, good, just me. Maybe. Oh, yeah, you guys. Alright, who do you guys think is the most attractive? Let's see.
Outside of this
Most
panel?
Yes.
Hmm.
Or both either way.
I think I've probably already answered that.
Go on, Yuz.
Well, Shaz, like, is an attractive man.
I don't know, I reckon-
I'm scared by the silence here. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
surely
this is
you guys
I'm-
are allowed-
I'm gonna-
surely you guys can like look at other males and rate whether they're attractive or not. Like, you know if somebody's
Well,
ugly when they're
so-
walking
so
down the
Mana-
street.
Mana
But I
person
didn't
says
think
Bart
I'd ever
hands
been
down,
talking
but-
about that on a talk show, like in a public setting.
I was asked the question.
Mana person says Bart hands down. I can kind of see that, but
Really?
I love
You dress
Bart.
up like a 12-year-old. That's not. You don't want
Wow.
that.
that's not
Okay,
very
Okay, so
nice.
we're being openly critical now. Okay.
This is- now this is just
big
behind the
shades, like,
slander page.
backwards baseball caps. Come
I
on.
don't know. I gotta
That's
say,
upsetting.
I think mine is. Oh, what's his name? Hang on, I've completely forgotten his name for a second here.
I'm gonna drop Crystallite.
Oh, Greek Rage. Greek Rage.
Nah, Crystallite. Crystallite's a
What?
sexy man.
Sorry.
Greek Rage.
I haven't seen Greek Rage. I don't know what he looks like.
He's a Spartan man.
There.
Stowaway likes them. Likes the older gent.
Why do you think I hang out with Doc all day? Oh.
Oh.
Both you bitches, Doc and Stowe. Grimble, I think he was looking for the shout out there.
Oh.
Sorry, Grimble, man, but your afro is just too big. It's out of control.
Anyway, so
This
This has been a
has
weird-
gone horrible. Like this whole episode
This
has
this
just been
this is one of my favorite episodes. There's no brakes on this crazy train. Just keeps on chugging.
This is fun.
Oh my God.
It's funny for me, actually.
Let's go on to the next thing. In fact, what do we have left still? I think we're doing pretty well actually. We're nearly through
yeah,
it.
we're not doing too badly. We've got
What do we
So
got?
Fab's getting sad. Let's get back onto Troy.
Oh,
yeah, sorry,
what
so
about
Fab-
Simtex? Like he'll take his shirt off on stream.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was pretty
Oh
funny.
yeah, but you like Ryoko, don't you? You're quite into Ryoko, Doc. I remember you telling me.
True.
This is not getting back onto tribes,
True.
guys. This is definitely still talking about the homoerotic nature of our community, which, while I have no problems with, I think SoFab is going to get really
I think it's
frustrated.
more
Yeah, I
the
don't wanna-
nature
look,
of our
guys, I
show,
don't
not
wanna
necessarily
annoy-
the community.
I
I don't want to
wanna say
go
that.
and disparate the entire community, but I will this show because it's our show.
I don't want to annoy SoFab, most of all. So can we please continue in all seriousness?
Anarchy wants me to put some photo on screen. No, Anarchy, I'm not putting that on screen. That's retarded. That's very dumb. Bad
Shit.
Anarchy, bad.
Anyway, yeah. So
I think we're up to the
this
challenges.
Is actually some. What? Sorry.
I said, oh, actually, Lumberjack wanted me to mention one thing, actually, which I will do right now. What was it? Yeah, so we mentioned the Honor Fuser arenas and all that kind of stuff. Apparently, there's also a new CTF tournament being run by TAW, Tour, starting at the end of next month. I assume he means at the end of April. And the major thing that they're doing is going to be 15-minute maps, but they're all going to be best of 5, which is interesting. It's something a little bit different.
Yeah, so sorry, that's for the Marauder Arena, right?
No. This is CTF. Like TAW are
Oh.
putting together a CTF tournament, 15-minute maps, best of 5.
Oh,
Probably
TAW are. Right, okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
really cool.
The Art of Warfare.
We'll have to bring. I've been wanting to bring someone on from TAW for a little while. So if anyone who's kind of representative of that, please contact us. Any way you know how. And oh man, we were supposed to get on someone from One Up. We have to do that as well.
Yeah, we couldn't because they were playing. But that was
Yeah,
last
we
week,
were meant to
wasn't it?
this week, and I forgot.
Ah.
I'm awful. I'm a terrible person. Yes. So if you're from TAW, then please, and you think you have stuff to talk about, please come on.
Yeah, totally. We'll pimp your stuff on stream. That's what we're here for. Pimping and gimping.
Yeah. So let's quickly move on to the Flag Pass Challenge.
Okay.
So this is the weekly, what's it called? Clip challenge that we do. Last week's was really successful with the 360 spins. That was really, really great response. This week, well, I suppose you'll see what the response was. Let's roll the clip.
Alrighty, here we go.
Let's roll the clip.
I will switch this. Oh crap! Maybe I haven't set this up. No, I have. There we go. It's awesome.
I mean, it's a compilation,
Whoops. Where's the sound? There's the sound.
I have the flag. Anytime. Command prepare our turrets.
Discovered he's been using his smartphone mainly for music, mostly boy bands. His girlfriend stated, yes, life was good for Ian until his girlfriend's father asked if he read any cookbook stuff, to which he could only reply,
you don't even have to play all of it.
Well, that was it. That's all.
Yeah,
of it.
like that. It's a compilation, and it was for the Flag Pass Challenge, and normally compilations aren't allowed, but that was the only thing that got submitted, so he wins by default.
I was surprised too. I thought flag passing and stuff was something that people like doing and make it happen a lot, but
Yeah, so
Don't
I
know,
mean, I
man.
do. So yeah, I'll get a code going on to that. I do feel bad because obviously we've not let compilations and things in before, and I've said sorry they're not contenders for it for whatever reason. But this only person submitted, so yeah, I mean Rin's been saying that, like I feel bad for that, but it was the only thing submitted, so he wins. There was some really nice flag passes in there anyway, so.
So was that the best pass? I mean, it was pretty cool. It was kind of like a punt.
That was the last one was
suicide
I'd say
punt
the best.
to long range flag pass. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. So what we're going to do for next week is, I suppose we'll write in chat what you think the category should be, and we'll
Wait,
pick-
no. Let's,
unless
we
you've got
put
one.
it on one of our panel members last time. Let's do the same thing again.
Okay, sure.
Mamacita, we want you to come up with behind the blue plates
Oh.
challenge. So generally something kind of fun. So the first one we had, if you didn't see it, was a best kind of bolt shot kill. Didn't have to be meta, just best bolt shot kill. The next week was when we had Freaky on. That was awesome. It was 360 kills. So you had to do a 360 and kill someone. Did you see that show, Mamacita?
Oh, sorry. Actually, the first one was the person to make the best Pelican Phoenix. So it doesn't. We could do something non-tribes.
yeah, I guess that's kind of what we did. I still
Yeah.
think the 360 challenge was amazing. Like
Yeah,
that
360
grab
challenge
cycle
was great.
360 was so cool.
Oh my god! And we got a really bunch of good things. So maybe it could be something non-related, and it could be something a bit different. But
I'm happy. Anything you can think of that the community can get out there and do, Mamacita, we will make next week's Behind the Blue Plate challenge.
Let's see what I want to see. I want to see the best fatty melee.
Best
Awesome.
fatty melee.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's do it.
okay.
Lock it in.
All right.
That'll be awesome. I think it's like challenging. It's hard to like melee someone as a heavy. I want to see that. I want to see a best fatty melee. Whoever gets the most awesome melee, that's fatty. That's mine.
Okay, there it is. So submit your clips to behindtheblueplate@gmail.com. That'll be really funny one week. The best blue plate on Bobby 1. Just get everyone to add him and try and get blue plates on him. But yeah, submit your clips to behindtheblueplate@gmail.com, and the best clip will be featured and will win a code, and I'll get that code to whoever sent that compilation in.
I got some new codes from APC Stowe, so we don't have to go burning through all your voice packs if you don't want to.
Okay, yep, that's cool.
And
Always
I'll
good
throw
to-
that out to chat, actually. I've got a bunch of codes now. Thank you very much to Hire as APC. So get them questions for call-ins ready, and you've got the chance to win some stuff.
Yep. And this week we do have some plays of the week, which I suppose we're moving on to next.
Yeah, let's do it.
If that's good. And this first one is from the game that we were talking about earlier, from NATL, Who Lags Wins versus Epidemic. And in this one, you really need to keep your eye out on the Shrike and the Beowulf.
Okay, here we go. Come on,
What he's
Twitch.
doing, just slide down that little hill in the back. It's so slow, but when you're an infiltrator, it doesn't really matter because you can get out clean and then punt it to midfield.
And there's somebody waiting in midfield. Nordsmark is there. He's got some Beowulf help. As, he's got lots of...
And that's it.
Yeah, the
Beowulf.
casters actually completely, I think, missed that as it happened or didn't really make note of it, but really nice mid-air from the Beowulf, and it was quite funny after the casters were talking about the Beowulf and how useful it was being or not being, and I mean, I quite like that now. It seems to work for them, but nice mid-air going on there. And I think chat exploded with that, and there was a good 500 people left watching.
Do you think after that game that's gonna be a new start of tank meta on Dry Dock? Do you think you're gonna see a lot more of that?
I don't think we'll see a huge amount of it. I think Pelican and Who Likes Wins will continue to run it.
It's
and
interesting they
maybe
only do it
some
on Dry Dock.
Yeah, it is, definitely. Maybe we'll have to find out exactly what the reasoning is or the philosophy is behind that. And this next one, I thought I'd include it. Anarchy sent me it, and it's from his stream, and I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I haven't actually set this one up, so give me a sec to get this one ready.
That's all good.
Hopefully yes, it's going to fit. Awesome, here we go. Anarchy, here you go. I'm not going to put your silly picture on, but I will put on your video.
Honky Orb Weaver. Oh my god, wow.
That's a nice
What
shot.
the fuck?
Let's see that again.
Oh
Boom.
my god, wow.
Great shot, Anarchy. Good work. I like it.
Oh, you missed out what he said.
Oh, really? Oh, we can do
was
it again.
so
Sorry, we'll do it again. Here we
Trying
go.
to eat his recess.
Honky Orb Weaver. Oh my god, wow. What the fuck? I was trying to eat my Reese cup.
What?
He's just trying to eat his
cup.
Reese's cup, which is like a Reese's cup of peanut butter and stuff. I don't know. I thought it was funny.
What?
Just no reaction, complete deadpan face, and I don't know.
What's a Reese's cup?
It's like Reese's Pieces. I think it's the same company who makes them, and he calls them Reese's or something.
No, what?
Reese's
never had
Pieces.
Reese's?
They're like
Kind of like
American
this
candy.
peanut butter.
I don't live in America, Sto.
chocolate
I don't know if you
thing.
noticed this.
I
Like,
would
but
personally
everyone else has heard of it.
value a Reese's, a recess. I can't even pronounce it now. Damn you, Anarchy. You never had one? It's really good.
Yeah, everyone like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
apparently they're
buy
not
a jar of peanut butter and then
Right.
get some chocolate and put it all
Okay.
in your mouth at the same time. There you go.
What?
But it's better than that.
But
How does that help?
Well, they are.
because that's what the flavor is. It's chocolate and peanut butter.
Don't they have like? They don't have.
Why are
that?
they called cups? They're clearly
Because
they're
chocolate
like
bars.
little-
they're
they're
cups.
You can get little circular versions of that. No?
Not sure if I agree with this.
Fine. Well, okay. Well, how about this? You can make your own. You can get like some baking paper, smear some peanut butter on
Bacon paper.
it. If they sold
Bacon
bacon,
paper
that would be
sounds amazing.
But no,
Wait,
baking paper.
Let's work with this theory of bacon paper.
Oh yeah.
Then you melt chocolate all over it. Then you put it in the freezer. Once it's cold and hard, like it's always hot, you can take it out, and then you can eat it.
See,
that's-
Anarchy is gonna
will
mail me some.
you. Yeah. What else? Like, what kind of American candy have you not had? We gotta just email you.
I haven't had any
no,
of it. I've
mail
not
you
been to
all
America
the chocolate
because
candies.
somebody won't invite me. Nudge, nudge.
You need
Go
to be.
away.
You don't have to be
Invite
invited.
the
You can just
man.
go, man.
What am I inviting people to?
You are going to invite me to America, Sto? Are we going to go on a romantic honeymoon?
I'll invite you to the country that I've only been to once and haven't been back in years.
Let's do it. It'd be
Okay,
amazing.
let's do it. Oh my god, we've got people coming in. We're in
How
the
are they
Colin
getting?
reception.
Oh, we're in the wrong channel.
Yeah,
Get
we're in
on
the wrong
air,
channel.
on
And plus,
air.
we're on Skype at the moment anyway.
Yeah, but so we're gonna try to get back on Mumble. So everybody get in the on-air channel.
Okay.
We'll move Yuzzo.
Why do I look like a pervert whenever
What?
frickin' Skype
What?
freezes? What is up with this? Like,
Oh my
every
It's not-
single pose
it's
that I
not
get in, it's
frozen,
just me
dude.
grinning like some kind of horrific
It's
maniac.
not frozen. What are you talking about?
It did
It
freeze
was
for a second.
temporarily,
Okay.
and it was horrific.
All right, I want everyone to unmute their Mumble and let's see.
Wait,
if this...
just quickly,
Okay.
before we go into call-ins, because that's meant to be the last section. Okay, so
Yeah.
I am talking about quickly I-49.
Oh yeah.
Which is, Insomnia Festival or gaming event in England, Telford, is I-48 just finished and they've opened booking for I-49. I booked my ticket today for it, and I want to see a lot of tribes people there. I think Doc, you want to go. Yuzzo,
Damn right
I
I
think
wanna go.
you mentioned interest that you might go. A lot of other people.
Yeah,
said
I was
they'll go.
thinking I might. When is it?
Knutson
It's
was
in
it? It's like
summer. It's
mid-August?
August bank holiday weekend.
Yeah.
I know some of the old Heartbreakers players said
Was
they
it
might.
BYOC or
Yes.
will they
Yeah,
have one
and
for
you
other
can get
providers?
computers there, but that means you have to sit in designated spots. Anyway, go to the Insomnia website, and I want to see a lot of tribes people there. If there's enough people, we'll set up some sort of local.
We'll do a tournament. We'll
thing
stream
to
it.
play. Yeah, we'll be streaming. We'll bring along some audio equipment. Me and Doc will do the whole shebang. Hopefully, Grimble will be back as well. He might be interested. So yeah, I-49 is Tribes 49.
Tribes 49. I like it, Sto. Well done.
Yeah, let's make a website.
Let's not hype this up too much before it ends up being 8. Like,
Either way,
sad-
even if
sad,
even
Then
if
we'll do an
eight-
arena
no, no, no,
tournament.
no,
I
no,
don't
no.
care.
white nerds
Eight
sat
people
around the
show
table
up.
going,
No, no,
yeah,
shut-
tribes. Like,
Hey, shut up. If 8 people show up, I'll be happy. I went last time and I went with JPY and it was fun. And we had fun. And I'm going anyway, so I didn't care.
did he pay you to say that?
You turned
He
into
might have burst me to say that he was a fun individual.
Yeah, JP, that was fun.
JP promised though that he'd go and compete in the pole dancing competitions next door.
Oh, there was pole dancing last week. Last week. I-47, which is the one I went to last. I didn't go to I-48.
The grand finals, no doubt, no less.
Of the what?
The grand finals of pole dancing.
Yeah, man.
No,
like
it was
full-on
it wasn't a
competition.
grand finals. It's just like an annual meetup thing they do. I think.
Oh man, you ruined it.
I would pay to see that.
Well, we didn't have to pay. It was some good interaction, and JP getting all their numbers. Anyway, yeah.
Of course
So
he was.
Insomnia UK Telford. Just saying.
Do it, make it happen. Cool. So
You've got ages. Sorry, just quickly, just to go over again. August bank holiday weekend is when it is. So you've got ages. At the moment, the
but if you
tickets
book your
super
ticket now, it's cheap, right? So it's like
It's
only
super
$65 or £65, I should say,
Yeah.
for all those people living in Britain at the moment. I know Knutson and some other Swedes talking about coming over. I haven't talked to them recently, but they did mention it.
Yeah, they definitely mentioned it. I don't know if that's still in their plan, but either way. it's happening.
APC, if you're coming to Gamescom, you're already going to be more or less in the same country.
I think
except
it's
for
the same
channel.
weekend, man.
It is. Well, you see, so Gamescom is happening the week before and that weekend. So
Oh.
yeah, it's a little awkward. But we'll see.
Yeah. It'll be so just yeah. I'll won't mention it again, but I will mention it again eventually. But
course
yeah,
you will.
just have a look into
We'll
it.
pimp that.
Tickets are super cheap at the moment.
Cool. All right, let's move into calling. So panel, I'd like you to unmute yourself on Mumble and mute yourself on Skype, and let's see how the old roboting if it's fixed itself. Sto, say something for me.
Hello.
Yeah, no, that sounds okay. All right, cool. I think we're fixed it. So let's bring it. Sorry, Mamacita?
Do I sound like a robot?
No, you don't. You sound wonderful.
Ooh, good.
So we're gonna bring in Black Widow first. How you doing tonight, Black Widow?
Pretty good.
Cool. You got any thoughts or questions for the panel?
My thoughts are really regarding New Bloods, the New Bloods scene in Europe.
Yep. Go. Just to be clear, which continent are you from? You sound European.
He's American.
North America, West.
Okay, sorry, my bad. So did you
Sorry.
participate in the New Bloods thing that happened, last week or whenever it was?
Last week, Friday night, I participated in the LD workshop, and I looked a little bit in the offense workshops because that was my night when I was learning. And then the second day, I helped instruct cappers.
Okay, cool. Oh, well, good on you getting involved and helping out the New Bloods, man. I love it.
Yeah, pretty great feeling.
So you mentioned you had some comments on the EU New Bloods.
Yeah, but I've been seeing a lot of European players in the NA Mumble, so it just seems a bit worrisome about how things are going in there. And I've heard some pretty bad things about experiences with New Bloods in Europe.
Okay, like
So just hoping the scene was still doing okay.
Well. I wouldn't worry too much about seeing Euros in America. That is a long-term strategy to kind of take the place over and rein it in because it's got a bit crazy over the last 100 years or so, and we're just gonna look after it because you guys, we gave you self-governance, and it seems like you can't take care of yourselves, so we're just gonna rein that in a little bit. But
Really?
Like
Really,
subsequent to
Juzzo?
that, it's actually just the
when
case that
was
it's
the
usually like 3 o'clock in the
1781 or
morning. It's
1783,
usually
whenever
about
the
3
Treaty
o'clock
of
in the
Paris
morning
was.
in European times when we
Ay,
switch over
ay,
to
ay.
the NA Mumble. So don't worry about that. Like it's people aren't going to NA instead of being in Euro as far
Just
as I'm
checking
aware.
how
It
you're
just
doing,
happens at
you
like
know.
2-3 in the morning.
Checking on our little brother, make sure he's not eating the glue still.
I'm trying to, like, do you guys get any sleep? Like, I'm around 8 p.m. and I'm seeing Euros playing pickups. I'm just. Is it
Yeah,
like 4
I
in
know.
the morning there?
Really?
There's,
That's
yeah,
where I should go,
it basically is 4 in the morning. Yeah, and there's
Because
a lot of
I'm
people
up at like
that do that.
3 in the morning and I want to do a pickup and it's dead. And so
You
I
could
guess
just go
I
to
gotta go
Asia.
there.
I heard Asia pubs are usually around that time, even though they heat up around.
Yeah, unfortunately,
6
JoJo's
a.m.
saying that
our
the
time.
Asia pugs are falling off a little bit. But no, I mean, look, I'll pay that. You know, the European New Blood scene and stuff hasn't been as well attended as the North American ones. Like we're seeing, you know, over 100 people come to the North American New Bloods, which is amazing and great work. I think the last New Bloods that happened in Europe was in the sort of 50 to 80 range, which is still great. So yeah, it's definitely on a slightly smaller scale, but it's still very, very healthy.
Because I just do sort of think that New Bloods have been treated a little bit differently. It's just a bit wondering, what has the European scene been doing other than the New Bloods pickups Mondays and Thursdays at 8 Central European time, which is, I believe, 11 a.m. my time.
I think
What else
that's
have they been doing? There's the
I think that's been run like
Players.
that. Yeah, that's TOP, isn't it?
Oh, hey, dog.
Sorry, Doc.
What the hell are you doing,
accidentally-
Sto? God damn, kicking me
I
out of my
was
own
just-
show.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Don't even, right?
Wow.
I just
It's a real
You know
Mickey
what?
Mouse operation.
You can kick me off like there, but I can turn the camera off. Watch, see? You're a black window now, Sto. What you gonna do?
I'm a Black Widow, and we're talking with Black Widow.
you're
Oh
done.
shit!
Oh shit!
Oh,
Uh,
God. I see what you did there, man.
high five.
Infinite high
yeah.
But yeah,
You
like,
high five
TOP
whatever.
do a really good job. Or yeah, it is TOP. They do a really good job with that, and Greth has been doing a lot of work as well. We don't have exactly the same thing going on, but either way, you know, I don't think it's suffering. It's just we have less people there. Maybe, you know, NA's been exploding right now, so.
Oh.
Totally.
So, hopefully things do get a bit better, that you have some more workshops, because ultimately it's a great thing to see new players, and I really did feel proud of myself when I saw those new bloods hitting routes. I'm just like, yep, I helped teach those guys. So it's that feeling of gratification.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's really good.
Yeah, definitely, and more people should definitely be doing that. You know, putting their time towards helping out the new blood players and trying to get more people involved in the community, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have
Okay.
a small but really strong community. But
Definitely.
ultimately, we need to get some more people. Then, as always, what I've really been hearing a lot is that Tribes has been on the cusp of being an esport, but it's just a bit unforgiving for new players. So I'm thinking that doing all this new blood stuff is really going to help get this game to a really big level. You know, having a lot of 100K tournaments and shit.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's growing, man. Like, we just look at the numbers we're getting on Twitch, particularly for the NATL at the moment, and, you know, it's good stuff, you know. It's only growing, and it's cool to see the community sort of on that upwards trajectory.
Yeah, and I think that's it, so we can go ahead and get the next guy in.
Cool. Thanks,
So,
man. Thanks for
catch you
calling
guys
in.
in a bit.
See ya.
Alright?
Alright, take care.
We'll bring in Fenrir. Hope I pronounced that correctly. How you doing,
Hello,
Fenrir?
Fenrir.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? I was watching the stream. It's all behind now. All right.
How you
Okay,
doing, buddy?
yeah.
What's up?
How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. I actually had a question to all of you, but mostly because Juzzo's here, wondering about, like, partly what do you think the next rule sets, like, as they keep evolving, are going to look like for comp and the pug scene, and maybe the physics presets particularly. Like, are they getting tested in the EU like people imagine they would be, or is that as disappointing as I feel like it is over here in NA?
Well, I won't talk too much about rules because I've not really been too into the whole like setting up the new rule set stuff. That's mostly been driven by JP and a bunch of other kind of higher level comp players than myself. I mean, I'm not even on a team, so I have very little say. Though I do try to keep abreast of the situation. I think the physics stuff turned out pretty much exactly how most people that were playing about with physics expected, which was we got a couple of interesting presets out of it. They got put in the game, and everyone turned around and went, "Oh my god, this is far too much effort changing physics. We will just set with the standard." That said, you know, the way they're changing the rock bounce mechanics, as far as I understand it, they're going to allow rock bounce set 1. Which is the rock bounce mechanics that allow you to do the majority of rock bounces, but not all the ridiculously crazy ones. And I think that's you know, if that's the only good outcome that we get out of physics, then that's still a good outcome. It has allowed us, and will continue to allow us, to create and maintain new game modes, and I think that's probably the direction that it'll go in. I don't think that we'll see this kind of whole moving comp scene over to a new physics set that maybe a lot of people were either expecting or hoping for, simply because the logistics of doing so is pretty infeasible given the way that you need to get different people within the community used to a new physics set. I do think it will be useful for things like the tournaments that I'm running. Like the rabbit stuff was ace with the scramble set. I think it will be good for people to have their own servers that they set up and have different game modes and things, but I don't think overall it will affect the kind of standard physics more than this whole you know, getting rock bounces in effectively.
One thing I do want to kind of talk about, so we saw Australia move over to the Freedom Physics set, and since then, Jojo Magnificent said today that Australia scene has really just died since then. Not saying that's what caused it, but he said that was, you know, people were arguing over it and there was a lot of splitting. So, yeah, I've never been a huge fan of moving presets, particularly, especially if they're much different. That's just not something I think is a good idea. But I really don't think we'll be seeing it after.
Well, one thing I'll say,
comp play, I'm saying.
One thing I'll say as well is Babe Monks. Weird name, but yeah, the physics are great. This is the thing: the physics presets that people come up with are great, and they're fun and they're interesting, and I really want to push people to playing them because they allow the game to be played in so many different and interesting ways. Don't get me wrong; I have nothing against the physics presets. In fact, I fully 100% support them and want people to play with them. It's just that I don't think you can expect an entire community to transition from using one set of physics when they first join, when they're public playing, when they're leveling up, suddenly when they're 25 to switch over to use a new set. Either we need to get high res to use the new physics set as a standard, and that's not going to happen simply because there's way too many kind of balance and tweaking issues, and not to mention the vanilla physics are actually really good. I just think they should be kept separate. I don't know. I'm going to stop talking.
Fair enough. Mamacita, what's your point of view on you spend a lot of time streaming. Have you played with the new physics sets? What do you reckon? Do you think that's something that you'd like to see more?
I think I tried the Freedom Physics when we go really fast, and I liked it because, you know, as a sniper I went fast. It was really fast, but it was a lot trickier, and I don't know if it'd be good to like switch it over and just have Freedom Physics for everything, because it's just, you know, everyone's been playing with just regular physics, and if you switch it up it's gonna be confusing. I think it's more like something to do for fun, because I had fun with it. I liked it, but I don't see it going well in like in competitive scene. I don't know if it, I mean it could, but I like it for fun, just to try it out and be fast, because it was fun to be a fast sniper, but I don't see it going well in like the competitive scene or stuff like that. But that's just my opinion.
One thing I always find funny is when, like, so Juzzo, you said that the vanilla physics are actually really good, and then you have people commenting saying, "How, I can't believe you said the vanilla physics are good." I never understood that comment from people who've been playing the game for over a year and are still playing it and so involved in a game, and they complain, "Oh, it's terrible."
There's no need to put people down, because I can understand that some people are frustrated that maybe they feel, especially coming from other games, that the physics aren't the way that they're used to them. I mean,
you sure that's just not old Tribes players just going, "It's not the Tribes I remember," kind of thing?
Everyone has different Tribes.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I don't think you can, you know, get annoyed with people that are frustrated with physics. I just think you can encourage them to make up their own presets. And hey, you know, if you turn around and bring out preset alpha that is the most unbelievable thing ever, and people that play on it, you know, wet themselves with joy as to how magnificent it is, then yeah, people are going to start playing it and it'll be wonderful. But
Do you think there are
simply
enough
don't think
variables?
you can do that. No, I don't think it's doable. I think you need to actually have access to things like being able to introduce quadratic drag, because the way that you can implement drag in internal as in friction done when you're skiing on the ground is it doesn't work because there's not enough granularity between the different classes. But while they could continue to introduce more and more and more variables to allow us to fiddle with that stuff, I don't see the point, quite frankly. I think that the variables that they've exposed allow us to make interesting and new game types. They also allow us to tweak the vanilla physics just a little bit if we want to. They don't give us directional jets and they don't give us quadratic drag, which is what a huge amount of people are crying out for when they say, we want this, that, or the other. And quite frankly, I don't think that we need to worry about it at this stage in the game. If this was 2 years ago, back in Alpha, and we were having this discussion and we had these tools to fiddle about with, I'd have a different opinion. But because the game's released, because we're talking about a finished product, essentially, changing that kind of thing now is irrational. The best thing we can do is use the presets to, as I've said like a dozen times so far in this little monologue, play around on our own servers with different game modes that we're making up, and I fully support that effort.
Cool. Well, that was an awesome question, Fender. I'm definitely going to give you a prize for that. I can give you either 250 gold, a Biodome voice pack, a 3-day booster, or a Sentinel skin.
Or a Stowaway voice pack.
Or a Stowaway voice pack.
Or a Juzzo voice pack. There isn't actually a Juzzo voice pack.
Fenrir,
Sadly.
decision?
Definitely the stowaway pack.
Okay, cool.
Your
I'll
call, Stone.
send you that in... Well, how do you want me to send you that?
Oh yeah, how do you usually send it to people?
Mumble?
I can send you through Mumble.
the
that's
code?
fine.
Yeah, Mumble the code will work.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Thanks so much for the question. I'll send you that.
Awesome, thanks guys.
See you, Fenrir. Thanks for calling in.
See ya.
We have Drake coming into the channel. How you doing tonight, Drake?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing well, mate. What's up?
Please have your finger ready on the GG button.
I'll find it.
Well, I missed the first hour of the show, and I
Oh,
was,
that's
listening.
grounds for dismissal, my
I
friend.
know,
God,
I'm
just
sorry.
please.
I
You
was
missed
busy.
all the flirting.
I was
God,
busy
Sorry.
doing British tea things.
And not all the flirting, Mama.
But
Sorry.
something came up. One of you guys mentioned that I think affects the entire community quite a lot. And this is
I
something that
do.
needs to
We
go into
need a
discussion
GIMP
quite a lot.
skin.
What?
Wait,
A
what?
what? You just started lagging, and I couldn't hear it.
Just go on, Drake.
Yeah, just carry
The
on.
moment's missed.
Okay. Well, Juzzo said, "Why, when I'm on
Juzzo.
behind the blue plate, when my camera freezes, do I look like a pervert?" And I think we should go into a bit of discussion about this because
Well, I don't.
Okay, I got rid of Drake. Let's just.
I think that was a good call. I don't think we need to discuss my perverted nature in any sense.
Yeah.
In fact, I think if we just stay.
Yeah, cheers for that. I told him if he doesn't give me a
Wow,
legit
wow.
question, then I'm just gonna kick him. So.
No, that's fair enough. That's why we're mods.
Okay.
That
Well, to
was
be
our
fair,
last call in.
Juzzo, you did. You're the one who said perverted. I mean, I thought it was cute. You kind of set yourself up for that.
I do ask for these things. I
Yes.
will admit that, but I just like people looking at me. So
Oh my goodness.
Doc,
Well,
do you
you're a
just
very
want to like,
handsome man, so,
should we just slip out or something? Like,
We could, look.
You
we
know.
can
Blimey.
just turn that
when
off.
did you slip in? What?
Oh my god.
Just let Juzzo have his moment.
I was gonna let you two have your moment together, but
I don't think our
Wow.
moment's going to be on stream. Jane McComb is now messaging me. Haven't been watching
Wow.
because he's an idiot. You may want to mention the TAW tournament announced, but we already did.
We did.
So Jane
Yes.
McComb, we've got your ass covered. Hello.
Oh, that's a good question. Jim, I love you for asking that question, but no, I'm at home in London where I have internet from 1980.
I'm
Just to give me tips.
hesitant
Go,
as
go,
to
blow
say
kiss, blow kiss.
what's happening on this
Oh,
stream right
Blow
now.
kiss right here.
We got
Let's
that.
go.
Which are you that way or are you that way?
I can't even tell.
I don't. I think it's that way.
That's it, Juzzo. Go for it.
Is that it?
Mama
But,
said
like,
you need to
I
turn to your
can't-
left.
It's the other side. Yes, it's
Your
your
left.
other side.
There you go. Go on.
Everyone on print screen, be ready.
Are we just? Is that close enough?
Mama
Can I,
said go
like,
to your
mwah?
left.
Or do I
Mama
have to,
said go to your left.
mwah? Like, I don't know how do we work these things out? Can we do
That'll work.
Like,
We've got hover hand going on. We've got live hover hand.
like, I don't think this works. Like, I've got to say, like, if you could get us in a room together, that would be fine. Like, we could
Oh snap!
I think we should organise that. Like,
I-49.
That's
can,
it.
we'll
We'll get
that.
high res to fly Lil Mamacita over for I-49,
Yeah,
and we can make it
you
happen.
stream for them officially, so
Exactly.
Oh,
You're more or less
my
an
cheeks
employee.
are hurting now.
rinse,
Oh my
rinse,
God.
don't be awkward, lick that face. That's a phrase.
yeah, this is
Cheeks.
yeah.
We did it.
That was fun.
We created virtual hover hand live on stream.
Pretty
Something-
proud of myself. Gotta say.
Not a top moment for us really.
It's been an unusual
Oh my
show,
God.
I've got to say.
Yeah, it's been a little bit weird. You bring on little Mamacita and everything turns into just gimp suits and bull gags. And
I
True.
didn't even know what a gimp suit was. I had to look it up.
I'm not putting that on stream. Have you never seen Pulp Fiction, Little Mamacita?
Oh, years ago.
Well, there you go. So you've seen a good
I looked it up. So now I know what it is.
Hyra is not pimping any of our streamers. Well, that's alright, Nabil. I'm not asking you to pimp him. Just fly him over to Europe.
No.
Alright, well, I think that's pretty much the end of the show. We don't have anybody else
I think that's pretty much the end of everything.
on the call-ins.
End of the show forever.
That's it. We'll be moving back to the original channel after this, apparently. We've
Oh,
lost
God,
our
yeah.
privileges. I'm just joking. Hi-Res are good. They let me do pretty
Yes,
much
Hyras are great to us.
anything I want on this show. That's awesome.
Sorry, what?
I was just saying they let us do pretty much anything we want on this show, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, I love Hyra's interactivity with the community, and we have a great relationship with them, which is awesome.
Awesome. All right, well, let's move into final thoughts and shout-outs. Let's start with you, Yuzzo. How you doing?
I'm okay. Well, I mean, I'm not actually. I'm quite ill, if you hadn't noticed. But yeah, okay, thanks.
So, final thoughts and shout-outs?
I think you should all sign up for the 2v2 tournament that's coming up, which I'll put another link to because I can. Yeah, that's about it. Shout outs to I didn't get fired this week. That was good. So shout out to my boss.
Oh, you
for
didn't
not
get
firing
fired.
me.
That's good. That's awesome.
That's
Was,
great.
was
yeah,
there a risk
like,
of that?
There was a slight risk of that. Yeah.
Should we, go into that or?
Let's not go into that. Like, this week has not been a good week for
Yes,
me.
I think it's professional to turn up at 12 o'clock and
Like-
just be like, "What's up, guys? I'm here
Yeah.
for work. I'm ready."
That was pretty exceptional. The other highlight of my week was sending off a 15-year-old CV saying, "Here's my CV" to a recruiter, and then he emailed me back saying, "What the fuck is this? Like, this is not your CV." I was like, "Oh, okay, great. That was excellent." So yeah, like my life's a very exciting bundle of joy and fun right now, but mostly I'm just trying to get over having flu. Why am I still talking?
Is it flu, Yuzzo, or is it man flu?
I don't know. I was just tired and dizzy and had a cold, so I came home this afternoon and slept for like 6 hours, and it was exceptional. But again, I feel like we're kind of detracting from the whole final thoughts about tribes thing.
I didn't say
seem to be
about
talking
tribes. I just said final
Oh,
thoughts.
really? Okay.
You can go for your life.
In that case, I've also been following this situation in Cyprus recently. I think that there's a lot to be gained from if you watch the program about Boris Johnson on Monday.
GG, please.
I think
Yeah.
that-
Oh my
okay.
god, it was perfect.
That'll do,
Yeah.
Yuzzo. Any shout-outs?
No.
Okay, fine. You're done. Little Mamacita, final thoughts and shout-outs.
Thanks for letting me be on the show. It was fun. Thanks for letting me be here with you handsome fellows. Shout outs to the community, the viewers who stay up and watch me and every streamer and puts up with my silliness and my rage, and like any girl that plays this game. You're awesome. Please play with me. There's too much testosterone in this game. I need some girls to play with. And yeah, just everyone else. You guys are awesome. And you guys, thank you.
Thank you. Stowaway, over to you and your cat.
Yeah, thanks to everyone for watching again. It's been a weird one. Not
It
gonna
was
lie, but
interesting though.
it's been fun. It's
Been
been fun at the least. Yeah. And yeah, there's some really good. This has been a pretty much all positive week. I don't think we had my face. Your bum out of my face. Yeah, I don't think we had a single negative news section, which is awesome. So yeah, always good. And start thinking about whether you want to come I-49. Seriously, live events would be really cool. And you know, even getting something that's just a little tournament set up, I think that's really cool and great and awesome. And follow NATL and EUTL because they're the coolest things going on at the moment, in my opinion, in the tribe scene.
Absolutely. Cool.
Over to you, Doc.
Over to me. Well, thank you very much to our panel tonight. Juzzo, thank you very much for waking up in time for the show. And thank you very much for battling through your sickness and being an amazing co-host. As always, Little Mamacita, thank you very much for your first appearance on the show. It's been great having you on tonight. Been very cool, and thank you for being such a good sport through all of the outrageous shenanigans that we've been throwing at you.
Wait,
It's
what?
been
She
fun.
started this. Like, don't in any way put this on us as like boys having
can't
like
compliment,
been
I
rude
can't
to their girl.
compliment
Like,
a very handsome man for being handsome
like,
and cute.
this is what I had to put up with for the first like 10 minutes before
Oh,
the
that's
show
so
went live.
tough,
She was
Juzzo.
doing this.
I'm being
This
told
is
how
so
amazing
sad.
I look. You can catch us every Wednesday night on this channel. Sorry, also finish your thought,
You
please.
Don't
No?
be shy. Don't be shy.
Sorry, what?
No, he's tight-lipped. Those ruby red lips are tightly sealed.
Okay, when it gets to the point where Grimble is pitching posters of pictures of gimp suits, I think
Oh,
it's time
that
to
was
end.
the balloon suit. Oh, that's so messed up, Grimble. I still have really weird.
That is so creepy.
I know. How
Guys.
strange is that? I'm not putting that on stream. I don't care. No way.
I'm
Not gonna happen.
I,
Thank you very
guys,
much to all the viewers. It's been an amazing show.
I
It's been
don't.
an
I don't
unusual-
lose. That's not a verb that I do.
Oh.
Thanks for watching tonight. You can catch us every Wednesday night on the Tribe Descend channel. Thank you. It looks just like Doc. Thank you very much, Emmett. As the last time I compliment you on a stream, I'll be looking out for you and commenting on how rubbish you are as a Tribes player. Oh man, that's heartbreaking. Jesus. Wow. Okay. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you to our panel, Juzzo, Little Mamacita, for joining us. We'd love to have you on again soon. Until that, you can follow me at Dogmatrix on Twitter. You can get Stowaway at Stowaway Tribes. Little Mamacita, yours is a little bit more awkward. It's at _ Little Mamacita _ You can find her. Just look at my, find them on Twitter. Just look at my posts everywhere. They're all over the place. You'll be able to find her and give her some more followers. You can catch her fairly regularly on this exact channel, Little Mamacita. What time is your stream?
It's 7 to 10 my time, 10 to 1 Eastern, I believe. And I don't know what time it is for you guys.
Oh, well, yeah.
Stowaway,
sorry,
you
we,
should
we
know.
almost missed out on
You're-
this.
What did we miss out on?
Mamacita has to pick the sexiest Tribes player.
Yeah.
I
have
thought, didn't we do that?
Alright, I'm gonna maybe do it in Spanish so none of you guys know what I'm saying.
Go on
We
then.
have
Okay.
Google Translate.
El más guapo Tribes player ever, ¿quién va a ser? Yo no sé,
Can
yo
you
no sé
write
quién va a
that
ser.
down?
No voy a hablar en español porque no me entiendes. Ay, voy a decir el Shaz, porque el Shaz está bien guapo.
Shaz,
claro.
yeah. It's good call with Shaz.
I think
What's wrong
Shaz.
with Shaz?
I don't think you can go. Well, you can go wrong with Shaz, but only if Shaz wants.
Oh
to go
my
wrong.
god, you should have heard his song the other day.
Which one? Is it a new song?
He had
No,
a song.
it's a 3-line song.
It's a 3-line song, and it was actually about Little Mamacita, so...
What? What? I need to hear
No,
this.
no,
I
we
have
should
no-
end. Anyway, so
Hang,
join
hang
us next
around on
time
the EU Mumble after the show.
Behind the
We'll
Blue-
we'll get him to play it for you.
Alright.
That'll do it for us this week, guys. Thanks for joining us. You can catch us again next Wednesday night. It's Behind the Blue Player, your weekly tribe show. Thanks for watching.